myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles that I'm in my element. It's evident that there's levels to the game. All of those throwing nights I got there, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well. A penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. Snap for the sun like Diddy. The riches got a mad ass son, I'm like Billy. I ain't never switch up, whole team with me. Putting on for my city like OAGZ. Set the pace as long as you finish. Consumers find a way inside your business. Babylon, they try to dabble in it and they hate the fact that they may have to witness. You tryna aim for the top like this, and you're in your element with a fire like this, and they hoping you fall and they praying you miss, but it's all in the risk. I got you with the switch, you know. I'm in the zone. Give me the throne. One shot, that's all that you got. That's all that I know. Foot on the gas, 155 on the road. You could be a friend of me, an enemy. Keep that same old energy, cause I know I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. Keep that same energy. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Flow is like water. I'm forced through the fire. I'm feeling like gold. Gotta stay grounded, stay down to earth. Following God and you grinding, you do as you told. I don't work to make you like me, but I'm front and center, word to Spike Lee. And God came in the nick of time. They think I'm crazy, well I might be. Let's run it up, run it up, run it up. We beating the odds just to sum it up. You know it's a rap, never waistlines, and I'm cutting the weight like a tummy tuck. That mean I'm about to give it out right now. You see what's coming down the line, I never pipe down. I give 100% of me, trying to stun on my enemies. In my element is crazy, it's the mic shine. I'm in the zone. Give me the throne. One shot, that's all that you got. That's all that I know. Foot on the gas, 155 on the road. You could be a friend of me, an enemy. Keep that same old energy, cause I know I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. Keep that same energy. I'm in my element. Never switch up. 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 Keep that same energy. I'm in my element.
Yeah. Good afternoon. What's good? What's really popping? What's good? Clap it up for everybody in the building, man. Yeah, we know we got a show. We got boxing to talk about this fight week. It's been fight week. But we haven't really talked about O'Shaquie Foster and Raymond Ford this week the way I wanted to talk about it, as well as the undercard. We got to talk about that today for sure, man. Also in the news, face-off between Jerome Boots Ennis and Xander Zayas dropped today, right? Clearly you see that it was a face-off that was done at that press conference, or right before that press conference, or after the press conference, I don't know, on the same day, right? But we'll talk about that as well. We will talk about that. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Take a moment as you're stepping into the door to hit the like button as you're stepping into the building. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, take a moment to go ahead and do that as well. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man. The week is here. Both fighters look like they're in great shape. And I always like to take my time with these with the fight weeks, the grand arrivals, and just wait for whatever comes out and the face-offs. I know the final press conference, I believe, is going to be tonight. I think about 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. The final press conference will be there. But you still get an opportunity to check out the mental space that these fighters are in. And I think, come on, guys, we talk about it all the time here, right? 70-80% mental, right? 20-30% physical. So the mental space of a fighter speaks a lot towards what you could maybe expect from a fighter in the ring, if you read it correctly. And I definitely was watching these guys on the face-off today. Not the face-off. It was a face-off. It was like an outside, couple of pictures being taken. They had a little face-off, and I'm sure you guys have seen it, where O'Shaquie Foster and Raymond Ford had a little bit of a disagreement about how things would go, right? Raymond Ford came dialed in on the back end of the last press conference. If you guys watch interviews where Raymond Ford made it clear that the next time they faced off, the energy was going to be different. He felt a little slighted in the last face-off and wanted to make sure that didn't happen again. O'Shaquie Foster, of course, still holding his position as the experienced veteran fighter who's been here before. And you can just see in his face, he truly just believes this youngin might have taken his fight 2, maybe even 3 fights too early. It's just not his time. It's O'Shaquie Foster's time. I'm speaking for O'Shaquie Foster, right? It's just his time. He's had the experience. He's been through the different things. And, unfortunately for Raymond Ford, he's just going to be in the wrong place, wrong time. And the bigger picture for O'Shaquie Foster is a potential big super fight with Shakur Stevenson. So there's psychology on both sides of this play, because on one side you clearly have Raymond Ford, who in my opinion, and we'll talk about it, and I'll play the face off, and I'll pay these little moments and little clips from Raymond Ford, and clearly Raymond Ford does not like the idea of being in the shadow of O'Shaquie Foster, or the idea that O'Shaquie Foster would paint that picture. He doesn't like the idea of Shakur Stevenson being even part of the conversation. It is what it is, right? And O'Shaquie Foster, of course, has made his standpoint clear. I want your daddy. I want your big brother. I want whatever it is he's called. I want the other guy. And the only reason I'm fighting you is because the other guy says that's the only way I can get to you. It is what it is, right? Look, man, mind games is mind games. And we'll talk about that today, because we'll do a little triangle theory today, right? We're going to do as much of a triangle theory as we can. They share one common opponent, Abraham Nova, right? That is the common opponent between O'Shaquie Foster and Raymond Ford. But also maybe, look at the resumes a little bit, because the resumes culminate to experience, right? The resumes culminate to experience, and experience does make a difference in this fight. Now, on the Raymond Ford side of things, you wouldn't be mad to argue that he's a little short on the experience, but can he make up for the experience based off the experience of, and take it lightly, take it with a grain of heart. The panel will be open a little bit later, so feel free to share your perspective on this. But as far as the Shakur Stevenson effect, right? Being in the gym with elite fighters regularly, whether it's Shakur, whether it's Keyshawn, whether it's Terrence Crawford, whether it's whatever comes with that affiliation right there in Houston, Texas. What does that translate into for Raymond Ford? Now, it's one thing, guys. It is definitely one thing to have a bag full of options. It's another thing to having the not right. How do they say the difference between knowledge and wisdom, right? It's one thing to have the knowledge, but is it a different thing to have the wisdom to be able to wield the knowledge correctly? Whereas O'Shaquie Foster, maybe he's not as knowledgeable as a Shakur Stevenson. Maybe, right? I said maybe because he arguably can definitely be just as intelligent on IQ level as far as in boxing. I'm not talking about in life. I'm saying in the ring. But what makes O'Shaquie Foster more of a threat? Is it the knowledge he has, or is it the wisdom that he has on how to wield the knowledge, to use what and when to use it, things that he's seen before and knowing how to approach it? He's had some up and downs. He's had some adversity in the game, and that plays out as well to something, right? That adds up to something. That culminates to something. It culminates to the experience, the losses and the wins, right? And Raymond Ford has his taste of adversity. He ran a real dog fight with Nick Ball and ended up on the bad side of the judges on that night. Some people argued that he might have won that fight. Regardless, it was a very competitive fight. On paper, he lost, but in the ring, it was a very competitive back and forth fight. And of course, we know about Kolmatov and the way he brought that back from he was losing on the cards, literally in the last bit of the last round. He was able to turn it around, hurt him, and stop him ultimately, right? And picked up a championship belt, a WBA championship belt at 126 pounds, right? So they both have these experiences. Experience makes the man. We'll talk about that for sure. We'll also talk about Amari Jones. Amari Jones will be on this undercard fighting another undefeated fighter. This will be his second undefeated fighter he's fighting against. I can't remember his name right now. I think it's Zuniga Danielle Zuniga. I'll have it by the time the show really kicks off, right? But this will be an undefeated fighter for him. Listen, Amari Jones started his career off 4 knockouts, 4 stoppages, really shook the space up and had everybody really anticipating this young Olympian, by the way, right? And we had Amari Jones on the show on Saturday. You guys remember Amari Jones was in the building, and he spoke about his worldly experiences, being that, this is not a new thing for him. He's been all around the world competing on the biggest stages as an Olympian, and, he's just going to show that there's levels to this game. and there's layers to what he brings to the game, and obviously that tool bag that is fully loaded, locked in, loaded, and ready to go. This fight right here may not be a fight where we're looking at whether or not Omari Jones will win the fight. I think you wouldn't be a fool to say you're favoring Omari Jones to win this fight. But when you're a prospect at 6-0, right? 6 professional fights, 4 knockouts, right? Is it 6 potential? I believe it's 6 fights. I'll check it out. I believe it's 6 fights, 4 knockouts. All right. When you get to this point, it's not about the wins necessarily, right? The wins are important, but I think that's what we've seen from Omari Jones in his last 2 fights was that he's going for decisions, right? He's not going for decisions, but he's not scared of going the full 6 rounds. Why? He's not scared to go the full 8 rounds, whatever the amount of rounds is that he's going now. He's getting the experience. He's getting the rounds in. So he's adjusting and he's showing different pieces to his game. I think in this fight here, it's about what are you looking to see in Omari Jones? Not about whether or not you want him to win or not. He can win the fight, right? More than likely he's going to win. He's favored to win the fight. But the question is, what are we looking to see from Omari Jones? We'll talk about that today, right? The adjustments. What did he do in his last fight? What do we want to see different in this fight? He's received a little bit of criticism already as a young prospect. Omari Jones has received a little criticism on his last performance because he didn't stop the guy. And a lot of people felt that Omari could stop the guy and didn't do it, right? We talked about it a little bit on Saturday, a little bit about him just knowing that it's going to be a balance of everything that's going to make him a superstar, not just winning. It's going to be how he wins these fights. It's going to be about the adjustments he makes. He's going to give the show at times, but at times he's going to also box if that's the smartest thing to do, because it's about the intelligence. It's about it's a marathon. It's not the race. We'll talk about Omari. Zaquin Moses will also be on this card as well. Another 6-rounder for Zaquin Moses. And Zaquin as well, another fighter who is a prospect level fight. You got to think that in this fight coming up for him, it's not about if he wins, it's about how he wins, because the way he wins should get him into the next. He's had 3 consecutive 6-round fights, so he should be getting ready to go into an 8-round fight category, working his way up into a 10-rounders, and obviously at the end of that, looking to get in the top 10 or whatever division he chooses to compete in. So what adjustments and changes is Zaquin looking to put together as Zaquin is trying to show and prove that 6-round fights, he's above a 6-rounder fight, right? That they're beneath him. These opponents, it's time for him to level up. So Zaquin has to show some separation in this fight he has coming up this weekend, right? We'll definitely talk about that. And like I said, we'll talk about Xander and Boots, of course. That face-off today, I really, that is really that those face-offs with the right fighters is really a chess match. It's not a checker match. And Xander continues to reinforce my thoughts personally on how dialed in and intelligent he is. And I think that's one of his biggest intangibles. That's one of his biggest weapons he has in his bag, right? Is the fact that he's very intelligent, very sure of himself, very confident, but you don't see the overconfidence. He's saying the right things, right? He's definitely saying the right things. And that's important. That's part of it as well. And Boots Ennis is just very focused on, he's on his game as well. He hears every little slight twist of a word or whatever have you that Xander says, and he reacts to everything. But is that a good thing or a bad thing? As Boots is very confident in himself at the end of the day, doesn't care whatever it takes. He's going to do what he has to do to win the fight. And it really is part of the elements that make this fight just on paper one of the biggest fights of the year, if not the biggest fight of the year in so many different ways. It's lined up to be such a banger, man. Puerto Rico, New York, Philadelphia in the building on the back of what the Knicks did to Philadelphia. I don't know, man. I think the turnout's going to be pretty interesting. It's definitely going to be an interesting turnout, but we'll definitely talk about the face-off. It is what it is. It's just words at the end of the day, right? It's just words. Like I said, we'll break it down. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to King Cam in the building, man. King Cam Dad in the building, y'all know. Shout out to Clay. How do you see the main event? We're going to be talking about the main event. We're definitely going to be talking about it, how I see it, man. This is going to be a good one. I think between me and Angelo, This is going to be an interesting conversation because I think we're pretty much in the middle both, but we're both leaning in one direction. And I think it's going to be interesting when everything gets laid out. I'm definitely going to be super interested at what you guys are going to say in engagement, right? I'm super interested in that when I put that link out there to find out what you guys think about it, because I think it's a super interesting fight, man. It is. It's going to be a cerebral fight, just like this fight this weekend between those. I'm sorry. We all talking about this fight this weekend. I'm sorry. Just like the fight between Xander and Boots. That's what I meant to say. Just like the fight between Xander and Boots, going to be a very cerebral fight. I think this fight this weekend is going to be cerebral. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. It is what it is. Shout out to everybody in the building. Sam from Jersey said, let's get it. ATP Combat Media. Let's go Ford versus Foster, no doubt. Blaze, pound for pound in the building, says, Clay and Angelo, what's good with you, man? Akeem Blake in the building says, peace to the gods on earth, guidance and blessings. Clay, what up? Real boxing talk. About to go down. Why I deal with, brethren? Why I deal with? Roger that in the building, man. What's good? Roger said, let's go AP. Yeah, I got it. Let's go ATP Combat Media. Salute to Roger that in the building. SOB TV. What's good with you, fam? MMA Boxing Addicts in the building says, salute my brother at work. Won't be able to listen today, but I left a like and hype points. Man, I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Cheeks Van Houder. Welcome down Van Houder, father of Demazion Van Houder, says, hey, ATP, the fastest growing sports combat channel. Salute to Super Zoo and salute to the best co-host, Angelo. Hit that like button and hashtag for Angelo. Yeah, baby. Let's see. Attorney Bailey in the building says, Claymore, respect, Attorney Bailey, always. Always lead with respect. Always respect, Attorney Bailey. Appreciate you being in the building. Kai Su 953 says, Ford versus Shock, high speed chess. Yes, high speed chess. Man, I think high speed is the name of the game here. You're going to have to be on your toes. Whoever wins this fight is going to have to be able to think quick, on their toes, make the adjustments, see the adjustments coming as well, because they're going to be making adjustments, and the other guy who's in the ring with them is going to make adjustments based off their adjustments, and you're going to have to make adjustments based on that. And it's going to be high speed back and forth until somebody runs out of pieces on the board. And the guy with the king standing tall at the end is the guy who wins the game. So protect your king at all times, man. Let's see here. Kaisu says Ray Ford has a classic bop to him in the ring, a great cadence and pedigree. Let's see here. He could be everything wrong for O'Shaquie Foster. Yeah. I agree, man. Cut creator. 420 in the building said, I had no idea they had a face-off today. I know, right? No, the face-off actually happened a while ago, but it dropped today. You know what I'm saying? It dropped today because you can still tell by the clothes they're wearing that they shot it after the press conference they had earlier. Sacklebulb in the building says, Boots Ennis getting cooked. Book it. Wow. On yours in the building says, salute Claymore to Raymond in the building. Salute, man. Just someone. 7692 says, salute Clay and eventually Angelo. Right, when Angelo pulls up here, no doubt. Shout out to my guy Lance Shepard in the building. 7647 says, hashtag keep punching Clay. I'm out here in Houston and I will be at the fight. Shock versus Ford. Let's get it. No doubt. Lance, salute to you. Salute to you, man. It's about that time, guys. Get your pen, get your paper. I want you to take notes. We're going to be throwing a link out a little bit later. I'm very interested in what you guys think about the conversation we're going to have on here. But before we do anything, before we move any further, man, shout out to my guy. I'm about to bring him up here. You hate to love him, or you hate that you love him, or you love to just hate him. Either way, shout out to my guy Fighting Word with Bangs. We love to love, man. Angelo. Jello. What's good, man? Hey, man. Say, man. What's good?
The Thursday before a fight weekend, and we're gonna have to talk about what your schedule is going to be like on that Saturday, because what's being left out, right? What's being left out, but respectfully, that Russia card, bro, in the daytime that's playing, that's, if you know European boxing like I do, bro, that's a hot card. That's a card where
it's crazy because I have not looked at that card. I ain't gonna lie to you.
If you're an American fan and you're looking at future people that may be beating up on American boxers, you might want to look at that Russian card, bro.
I'm gonna take a look at it.
Yeah, that Russian card is dope, man. I like how they are when they stack it. other than honestly that Dimitri Bivol fight, which isn't going to be competitive. I'm sorry.
It shouldn't be competitive.
The rest of them were super competitive, bro. Like very 50-50 fights. So I think that you and I, who are like pure boxing fans, that would be a fun fight to call action on. I think
I might call it. I might call it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think I'm good. We'll talk, like you said, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah. And then I saw what is it? Lance Shepard's gonna be at the fight. I'm actually interested to find out how much those tickets ended up being, because what I heard is that they're making it super affordable for people to go, which is great. I hope that Houston packs the house. I think that we're looking at two of the most exciting American boxers that we do have. Raymond Ford's already been the world champion at 126. Shockey Foster. Some say, even you say, the best 130. The best 130. I don't know yet. I don't know. Is he better than Navarrete? Is he not better than Navarrete? I don't know. But what I do know, Claymore, I'm picking Raymond Ford. That
yeah. Listen, man, we got to talk about it, right? We got to talk about it, man, because Raymond Ford, without a doubt, I think has the tools. And that's what I was saying earlier, right? Like, as far as the bag, he brings the bag. What throws me with him is going to be the wisdom, right? The knowledge is there, the wisdom. Does he know when to wield it? Does he know when to give, when to take? And where's his head at? Because mentally, you're going to have to be on point with Shockey Foster, because he's going to show up ready. He's going to bring that IQ. He's going to bring that experience. He's going to bring that boxing. Like shout out to Coach Bermudez. He's going to bring that boxing to Raymond Ford. I'm going to bring this boxing to you. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do the angles. We're going to adjust. We're going to stay behind that jab. We're going to use our feet. We're going to move things around, and you're going to be forced to see, identify, and execute game plans to the adjustments that I make in the ring, right? You're going to be forced to see things. You're going to go back to your corner at times, and you're going to lose rounds. Will you lose a lion's share of the rounds? Well, that'll be a different conversation. The judges will make the call on that. But you will lose rounds. You will go back to your corner and be like, what's going on? And then there's the trainer of Raymond Ford, that young dude, the uncle, or I guess of Shakur Stevenson, or cousin of Shakur Stevenson. I don't know what his name is. I can't even find his name on the internet, brother. I can't even get his name for you. I've been trying. I can't even find him, right? So he's just this young bull. And is he going to have the answers? Is he going to see what he needs to see to point Raymond Ford in the right way? When Raymond Ford needs that third eye, when he needs that outside eye to be like, when he comes to that corner frustrated and goes, bro, is the instruction going to be there? Shockey Foster has a team that has grown with him. He's had a lot of experience, and we've watched him really evolve in the past 2 years. I think he's evolved a lot in the past 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And there might be even an argument there to say that Shockey Foster is an understated fighter, right? Like, maybe like he belongs in bigger conversations than he's in. Like, is there an argument out there for an Shockey Foster fan to say he shouldn't even be in the ring with Raymond Ford? He's really, you know what I'm saying? Pedigree wise, he's done enough to where he's supposed to be, chasing a lineal title now, or going to 135. He's supposed to be chasing Shakur down. He's supposed to be chasing down the biggest fights, the Gervonta Tank Davis. This is where he's supposed to be, right? Raymond Ford is clearly not in that conversation, right? Like, we don't expect Raymond Ford to chase down Gervonta Tank Davis. If we were to hear right now that Gervonta Tank Davis is getting ready to fight Raymond Ford, we're like, damn. I think most people would be like, damn. Some people would be like, so what, right? But I think a lot of people are like, damn. He got ready to go fight Tank right now. Shit. Right? We're like, I'm a Raymond Ford fan, but that's the kind of conversation I think we'd be hearing, right? I'm a fan of Raymond Ford. Listen, man, I like the young bull, but I don't know about Tank. But if the conversation for Shockey Foster is Tank, is Shakur, is Richardson Hitchens, is Lamont Roach, if these are the conversations that people feel like he should be in, it's a point of contention to Raymond Ford, because I don't think Raymond Ford is in those conversations. I don't think he's in those conversations. So this is, shout out to the thumbnail, it's about transcendence, because we're going to find out who's who at the end of this fight. At the end of this fight, is it Shockey Foster was just levels above Raymond Ford, and he's transcended somewhere, and we just forgot to put him there? Or does he get humbled and we find out that he's really not that high of a level? Or on the opposite side of the conversation, is Raymond Ford way more talented than what people think he is, way more intelligent than what people think he is? And does he now belong in the conversation on the back end of being O'Shaquie Foster? Does he now belong in the conversation of fighting Tank Davis? Does he belong in the conversation with challenging Lamont Roach for a 135 title, or doing something special, doing something exceptional? And maybe even more importantly, what's right in front of him? Is he really in the conversation of fighting for the number one spot in the 130-pound division against Emmanuel Navarrete? Is that where he truly belongs in those conversations? Should Lomachenko be looking at Raymond Ford potentially? You know what I'm saying? Should all these, just so much on the back end of that. But I'm going to pass it to you. That's where my thoughts at. That's where I'm wondering at. I don't know if you thought about it. But let me know what you think.
No, I think that what you're saying is all fair. And before I go on my little soliloquy here, I want to shout out our guy Lance Shepard with the $2. Thank you, man. $50 tickets. Hey, bro, $50 for tickets. He said it's.
Oh, I'm upset.
Man, it's worth it to get on a plane and go to Houston.
Yeah,
for $50 tickets, bro.
Damn.
That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. Shout out to Matchroom for making it affordable to the American fan. I think that is one of the key things, PBC, that y'all need to learn is if I can get a ticket to the Stanley Cup Finals for cheaper than a Benavidez Zurdo fight, y'all might want to try to, ask Matchroom how to price their tickets. No doubt. Shout out to Matchroom for pricing it well for the American fan base, especially with these crazy ass gas prices, Clay. It's almost up to $6 up here in Vegas, bro.
Listen, man, they need to figure it out. They need to figure it out soon, man.
They need to figure it out. But everything that you said was well put, eloquently put. I think that a lot of people. All right. So what makes it hard is at ATP Combat Media, right? What do we always talk about? We have hardcore fans that'll listen to us, right? But we're trying to facilitate information to the casual space so that people like my good friend Severe, who has Severe Raider podcast, he doesn't have the time to get all the info. So he tunes into our channel to get all the info. And when you say things like that, now someone like Severe, who might not have been interested in Shockey Foster versus Raymond Ford, because both of those guys aren't like huge names like a Ryan Garcia or a Conor Benn, now he gets more interested because then he's sitting there thinking, oh man, I didn't even look at 130 that way. I didn't even think 130 was like that. So right off the bat, to be fair to Shockey Foster, is it fair to me to say, Clay, that he's a little bit like who we interviewed yesterday in Antonio Vargas? That as good as he's been, he hasn't crossed over to where the regular casual American combat sports fan would know who Shockey Foster is. Is that fair?
I think it's close, but I do think I would give O'Shaquie Foster more.
Of course,
right?
Of course,
but yeah, I agree.
But you understand kind of where I'm going with this, is 100%. That Shockey Foster, deservingly so, should be a main event. And there's an argument to say who would win between the pound for pound number 10 Navarrete or Shockey Foster. And the fact that we can even have a conversation like that just tells you how good Shockey Foster is.
Right.
Having said that, though, brother, he fought a very fat, or whatever the excuse was that Stephen Fulton was just using on a recent interview as to why he was out of shape during that fight. It's hard for me as a boxing hardcore to give credit to Shockey Foster for beating that version of Stephen Fulton, right? So I don't even really count that one. That was kind of like all right, bro, you got a nice little tune-up. That's nice, right? So really now look back, Clay, really think in your head, prior to Stephen Fulton, who's Shockey Foster's best win? Because you said you want to do a triangle theory.
I think his biggest. First of all, I want to say that I give him respect for the Fulton win. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I thought about it. I've gone back and forth with it in my mind. Even earlier today was just really on my mind about that Fulton fight and how to look at it. Because I agree with you. We've talked about this, so you already know where I'm at with it. But you know what? I said to myself, you know what? That ain't Foster's problem. You know, he didn't allow Stephen Fulton came into that fight thinking he was going to outsmart O'Shaquie Foster. He did. He thought he was going to bring that veteran savvy wisdom, and he thought he was going to trick him, and he thought he was going to be able to pull him into a fight, right? Into a dog fight. And O'Shaquie Foster showed his ability to be above all the insults that happened in the all the trash talk that happened in the buildup. And that plays into this fight because maybe Stephen Fulton didn't bring the IQ, but he brought a lot of psychology, a lot of psychological things he brought to the table that a Foster had to deal with because he has a lot of pride. Anybody who sees O'Shaquie Foster, you can see he's very prideful. This is what got him in this whole situation with Shakur, right? Based off of just talk. He's very prideful. But what he showed is he's able to separate that from the fight. He's able to come into the fight, dialed in, focus, stick to a game plan. And although he was in there taking advantage of Stephen Fulton at times, he never left his game plan. He stuck it all the way through. He said, "You're not going to trick me, bro. You're not going to have me winning 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds. I get overconfident, and then you finally get me in a fight you want in the 8th round, the 9th round, in the 11th round, the 12th round. I'm going to open the show, grand opening, grand closing, right? We're going to do it the right way." So I found there was things there to take away from that fight to give O'Shaquie Foster his flowers as far as the experience and his understanding of that. That being said, though, the best fight I would say before that fight would have probably, it's either going to be Ray Vargas, which I thought was a very good fight for him. I thought he really handled his business with Ray Vargas. But also the Rocky Hernandez fight was a hard fight for him. But he once again showed his ability to stay in the fight, to stay dangerous. He was clearly processing a lot of data. In all those rounds he was losing, he was processing a lot of data, and he was able to bring it full circle in that championship round. Granted, I know Rocky Hernandez came in there with some issues with I heard he had some issues. I don't know. But that we can't play that game. There might have been reasons, but there's no excuses. So I think he went, and I think these fights are important because I think those are the fights that I think O'Shaquie Foster pulled from to be who he is. I think they all culminated into who he is. And shout out to the Conceição fight, the first one. I thought he did a great job in that first Conceição fight. A great boxing match, man. He really did do a good job. Did better in the first fight than he did in the second fight. You know what I mean? The second fight was a little, it was up in the air.
Won both, though. He really won both. He should have never. Yeah. So, shout out to man. The super chats are flying today. Shout out to our guy, man, Lance Shepard. Since this is about the subject, you see this one? He says he wishes there were more fights out here. You know what, bro? I think the problem with fights not happening in Texas is talk to your commission about not being so shady. there will be more fights happening in the Texas Commission.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Which is a whole nother thing, by the way, if this goes to decision. I hope you and I don't have to say something crazy like,
well, both these guys live in Houston.
Yeah. So,
and this is a matchroom event, right? I mean, I know it's a
matchroom event, right? But Top Rank is a part of it, so right. We don't know what we don't know on this one. All right. All fair to say what you were saying in your first statement about Shockey Foster, the experience and the whole bit. You're also the same guy that's told everyone what makes a Shakur Stevenson so good is that, or a Keyshawn Davis at times, is that they're sparring with Terrence Crawford. They're getting that IQ and that experience. What do you think Raymond Ford's getting, bro? Of course, Raymond Ford, even from conversations, is getting the pound for pound number 3's brain in that young body, right? On top of that, I keep going back to that Kolmatov fight, bro. Kolmatov doesn't suck. He was behind. He had to come back to win. What did Antonio Vargas say about how he learned a lot from being down and coming up? And you guys should really check out that interview from yesterday. Please check it out. It's a great interview. But he opened up about how that continually increases confidence, right? And when your confidence is increasing, and you can clearly see on face-offs or anything else when you look at Raymond Ford and he's looking at Shockey Foster, let's tell the truth, Clay. Raymond Ford ain't scared of Shockey Foster, bro. He's looking at Shockey Foster like Shockey Foster's food. He's looking at Shockey Foster like, you're not the biggest challenge of my life. You're a stepping stone. Like, that's the confidence I'm reading from Raymond Ford. I'm not reading that he's like, oh, I don't know, this is going to be the biggest fight of my life, right? Like Xander Zayas, I kind of feel like when I was watching it, I'm like, Xander's confident. You know, he's confident. But is he confident because he's trying to sell it? Or is he confident because he actually believes it? Because if he actually believes some of the things he's saying, I don't know where he got the proof to believe that stuff. But Raymond Ford, on the other hand, the stuff he's saying, I don't know, bro. There's proof. There's proof to some of the things that Raymond Ford is saying about Shockey Foster. And I feel like Raymond Ford looks at him like, you're my stepping stone, so people can start talking to about me being the guy that can fight for pound against Navarrete. Because I really should have been here already, right? So when was the loss? When did he learn? When did he understand, hey, man, you got to button up. You got to tighten up here. I think when he lost to Nick Ball, bro, in a split decision, a lot of people still feel like maybe he should have gotten the nod. But I think when he lost that, he said to himself, all right, let me admit that I'm not 126. I got to go up to 130. Let me button down and make sure that I start putting my technique together, right? And as much as people hate that technical boxing of things because they want to see knockouts versus you and I like to see Mizuki Uruta. We like to see combos and moves and defenses. Come on, bro. The last couple of fights that Raymond Ford showed, you're not telling me that's a champion that's grown because he's learned to lose and he's also learned who he is? Come on, Clay. If anything, I'm really leaning Raymond Ford to the point that if he's the major underdog, I'm going to put some money on him, man. I think that Shockey Foster is good, but will he be good enough Saturday night? But maybe I'm wrong, Clay, because I know you're leaning heavy on Shockey Foster. Maybe I'm picking Raymond Ford too much because he's with the Shakur Stevenson team, and you know how I love Shakur. Maybe I'll be wrong.
Yeah, listen, man. I hear everything you're saying. You know what I mean? And once again, to me, it comes down to the wisdom because I appreciate the fact you brought up the Nick Ball fight, right? What did Raymond Ford learn from that Nick Ball fight? I don't know, right? Because he sat down on his punches in that fight. He moved away from the boxing a little bit in that fight, and he wanted to, he wanted to close it out. Because we all knew that was his last fight. Arguably, he was already talking about leaving. He wasn't even going to go do that fight. He was going to go to 130. So he had some regrets, even to a certain degree, of fighting that fight because he took the money, but he felt like he knew he stayed in the division too long. But he sat down on his punches in that fight. And there's arguments there, by the way, to say that he won that fight. I know people who felt like he won that fight, that the decision, it wasn't a robbery or anything, but those people who felt like, we had it going the other way. We had it 7-5 him. Not the other way, you know what I mean? So it was a good fight. It was a fight of the year candidate, by the way, that year. It was a fight of the year candidate. I don't know if it was a fight of the year, but it was a candidate. So it was a great fight. He didn't get he didn't get upset, if that makes any sense, right? He just was on the wrong side of a very good fight. It'd been like if Abdullah Mason lost the fight to Sam Noakes on the cards. Well, I think Abdullah won that fight more convincingly, but still, it was a good fight at the end of the day. It wasn't a fight that if Abdullah did lose that kind of a fight, it would have been like, I told you he ain't ready. It'd have been like, he got some moves to make, but he fought his ass off. I wonder who Raymond Ford really is at the end of the day, because I think, like you said, being in the gym with a Shakur Stevenson, he's a defensively intelligent fighter. In the beginning of his career, he boxed a lot. He was light on his toes. He moved around a lot. Didn't really sit on his punches like he probably when he's looking back at it would have liked to do it. And he even kind of said it. Shockey Foster kind of confronted him on those days, and he said he boxed a lot back then. So at 130, he looks like he's been trying to sit on his punches a little bit more. But listen, let's go to the fight against Abraham Nova. In the Abraham Nova fight, he came out into that ring with a Tom and Jerry outfit on. I don't know if you remember. This is right around the time when Turkey was on the Tom and Jerry thing, right?
This is at the tennis courts, Clay. This is at the tennis courts. Yeah.
Well, no, the
Nova fight was at the tennis courts, right?
No, that was in Riyadh. That was back in Riyadh.
Oh, still in Riyadh. Okay. I thought that was
on the card. Yeah, that was in Riyadh. You know what I'm saying? I believe it was in Riyadh. Let me just make sure I'm not crazy. I could be wrong. I feel like it was in Riyadh. Let me see here. Let's see here. Yeah, it was in Riyadh. Abraham Nova was in arena in Riyadh in August of 2025. So that to me let me know that he held on. He embraced the whole idea of, I'm not going to sit here and just fight and slug it out with you guys just because, you know what I'm saying? You guys want to see excitement. I'm going to box this dude. And I think he had a better performance against Abraham Nova than O'Shaquie Foster did. I thought he dominated way more. O'Shaquie Foster had a close competitive fight with Abraham Nova. It was not the same way with Raymond Ford and Abraham Nova. And by the way, that's the only common opponent they have between each other. So we're going to operate behind the triangle theory. I would say in that conversation, Raymond Ford kind of edges it, right? Because of that, of that common opponent. I would say that, right? Raymond Ford has taken O'Shaquie Foster's position on his career. O'Shaquie Foster saying that he's a 5 on a scale, that what he said about the relationship between him and Shakur. The only reason he's getting this fight is because he's going to beat him up so he can beat his daddy up. Raymond Ford has not been able to shake it, bro. I'm watching him. He has not been able to shake that out of his mind. Now, O'Shaquie Foster's been in his feelings as well. He was in his feelings about what Stephen Fulton was saying to him, but he showed and proved in that Stephen Fulton fight that he can leave that outside the ring, that when he comes inside the ring, he can be all about his business. One thing about O'Shaquie Foster is when those eyes pop open wide, you know how it gets in the middle of that ring. When them eyes open, he's seeing stuff. He's dialed in, and he's taking instruction. He's fighting the right way. Is Raymond Ford going to be able to do that with the corner he has? If we compare the corners, is there even an argument to say that O'Shaquie Foster's corner is a way more experienced, way more dialed in, and knows their fighter better than a young? I think that dude, I really think his corner, man, I think he's under 30 years old, bro. I don't think he's 30 yet.
Oh, hold on, though. But Raymond Ford's 27. So you think that guy's basically the same age as Raymond Ford?
Close to it. He's like 30. I can't find. I think he's
Are you sure he doesn't just look young? Dude,
somebody help me in the chat. I'm telling you. Okay, let's put it like this, right? If I am right? If I'm speculating in the right direction, right? Let's go to the fantasy world, right? In the fantasy world, if his trainer in his corner, let's say, is 31 years old.
Yeah, he'd still be younger than O'Shaquie Foster.
Boom, there it is right there. There it is right there. 32. There it is right there. That's Shakur's cousin.
Oh, really? Oh, 28? Okay. Hey, man. You know.
Hey, man, you ever hear when when you're raising your kids, you said it, right? I ain't your friend. You know what I'm saying? I'm your father.
Right.
Does he have his friend in his corner? Or does he have a veteran? Does he have that leadership in the corner that can take control of a situation and put him back on the right path if he falls? Who does he have in his corner?
Right.
I think that, I feel like there'll be a moment in this fight where Raymond Ford is going to be confronted with some real adversity, and he's going to need somebody who's going to be able to get control of him inside of a minute. Inside of a minute, he's going to have to take care of whatever it is, give him the right words, and send him back into the fight ready to go. And I question if that's what we're looking at on the side of Raymond Ford in comparison to an O'Shaquie Foster who has a team who has melted with him, been through it with him in that upset, some people would say robbery against Conceição, brought him back from that.
Bad robbery.
Got him his, got him his title back. Then took him into an Abraham Nova fight, then took him into a Stephen Fulton fight, a fight where all odds were against him. And they got him through that, right? The maturity, the growth. I got a video I also want to play here real quick here, but I want to let you respond to that real quick, but I want to play this video as well.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, everything that you're saying is right, which is why it makes this such a compelling competitive fight, because we're either going to see the next in a 27-year-old Raymond Ford, or, let's give credit where credit needs to be due in O'Shaquie Foster. maybe he really should get a chance to be in the top 10 pound for pound. But yeah, man, play the video. Play the video.
And if he's not in the top 10, because I don't think he should be in the top. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, no, because the whole point is, can he fight Navarrete, right?
Right.
Because that's number 1, number 2, and then that's what we would find out who is the Ring Magazine champion. And again, unless they change the rankings, and I'll look again. Last time I checked, even though Navarrete is pound for pound number 10, ironically, he's number 2 at 130 for Ring Magazine. Number 1 at 130 is Shockey Foster. Maybe they switched it now, though, so I'll have to double check.
Crazy, right? Let's listen to this real quick.
His IQ is higher than in every.
Personally met. Sport, the most talented fighter. Down, as long as I've been doing this sport, the most talented fighter I've ever personally met. It ain't just hard work. You got the talent, to put behind.
For me, Shock's he's the smartest fighter I've ever trained. So his IQ is higher than in every fighter. And I've had some really high IQ fighters, but nobody like him. So it's he's definitely special. I don't see him losing anytime soon. He's been spoiling a lot of parties. So I mean, you look at PBC, Ray Vargas, and then Fulton just now. It's what he does. He doesn't. He's got no problem traveling. He's got no problem fighting guys in their backyard. And now we get to be at home. And every time he's fought at home, he shined anyway. So it should be a good night.
G-Shock.
Right. So
he looks good. He looks good.
He's dialed in. He's a hard worker, clearly, right? And one thing I think I said yesterday was, one thing for sure is, because we're going to look at some Raymond Ford footage as well.
Yeah, I'd like these guys. Just to be fair, let's show some Raymond.
No, I have it lined up. Raymond, we about to get there. Trust me, I got it lined up. But Raymond Ford, both these guys are in excellent condition and shape. I mean, take that off the board.
Okay.
That's not up for debate. Both these guys are locked in physically. This fight is going to be a mental. Whoever gets the edge on the mental side of this fight is who I see edging it out and taking this win. Right?
I believe that. That.
But what the coach was saying, referencing the Ray Vargas, referencing the Stephen Fulton, what he's referencing is the adversity. He's referencing the odds being against him and him showing up in a big way, not in a lucky way, dominating in those situations. And he's earned the confidence of that coach who said, listen, I've seen it a lot. I'm telling you, this guy's different. His IQ is at a high level. And a lot of Shockey Foster fans would argue his IQ is underrated. They say that, right? They say, I don't know, when we're talking about guys with the highest IQ in the boxing game, why aren't we talking about Shockey Foster? And I say, I don't know. I mean, I acknowledge he's got a good IQ, but they're like, why don't they talk about him, though? Why they talk about Devin? They talk about Shakur. They talk about Richardson Hitchens. They talk about Lomachenko. They talk about Tank Davis. Whenever we talk about high IQ, these are the same names come up, right? Why don't they talk about Shockey Foster? Because he's definitely one of the highest IQ fighters in the game. And that being said, that's why I said at the end of this fight, do we give him his respect? Does this fight, does a victory over a Raymond Ford put him where he's supposed to be? Is he, and I was going to say this early as far as that pound for pound list is concerned, even if he's not a pound for pound fighter, is he supposed to be fighting pound for pound fighters? Are these regular fighters, these contenders beneath him? Is he really supposed to be fighting for a pound for pound spot at the end of a victory over a Raymond Ford?
I mean,
go ahead and respond that, and I'll get the other video queued up, by the way.
Yeah, no, he needs to. And then if we could put out, because we're getting it's nice to see all the super chats, so we appreciate you guys. We got to get some of these out there too. Ray Davis got a couple. Lance Shepard gave another one. So don't want to be disrespectful to the super chatters.
Yeah,
you don't want to pay attention to them.
Ray Davis moving around with his son right now says, read my rebuttal to the world, ATP Ray Davis. Okay, I got to look it up. I'm going to look it up, Ray. Lance Shepard back in the building with another $5 says, man, that wasn't a good comeback. It's corruption all 50 states. Shit, even in Egypt. Keep punching, Clay. No doubt.
No doubt.
And Ray Davis says, told you next, Jamal Charlo, best all-around boxer. Okay, I don't know.
Are we still talking about your guys, Charlo, bro? Come on.
It is what it is. It is.
Stop it. Tell me.
Look, HLD says Shock is not on that level. See, he got to earn the respect. Will he get the respect of a HLD on the back end of a victory here? Will he get that respect?
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
He don't need HLD's respect.
I don't know.
Kidding, man. I'm just joking.
Shout out to everybody in the building. About 90 plus people in the building. Hit the like button. Please remember to hit the like button as you're stepping into the building. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, obviously take a moment to go ahead and do that as well.
Stock Chaser, by the way, is already laughing at the Jamal Charlo.
Yeah, I know. Ray Davis, you know what Ray Davis will always do? Bring his favorite fighter into the conversation. And whether it's Devin, whether it's Jamal, whether he'll find a way to bring those guys into, because those are the guys he likes. It is what it is. But go ahead, respond to
all the points you're making is again, it's like, even like right now, man, I feel like by the end of the show you're almost getting me to sway Shocky Foster, right? But I'm telling you, dude, I'm gonna hold 10 toes down and say that there's always something to be said about Raymond Ford. Okay, and I'll even go with the whole cousin reference of, let's say that's his guy. He's 28 years old. Well, how big of a deal would it be then if a 28-year-old trainer and a 27-year-old former world champion becomes a 2-weight division champion, Claymore? And now we're talking about maybe we were never looking at Raymond Ford the way Eddie Hearn has always talked about Raymond Ford. Because remember how Eddie Hearn would blow up Raymond Ford all the time? And he would be like, I'm telling you guys, this guy's the next. And then we were kind of wondering, then why didn't you let him fight Sugar Nunes? But then we see what happened to Sugar Nunes against Navarrete. So then, maybe there was like a calculated money gamble there. But maybe Raymond Ford is the guy, Claymore. Maybe Raymond Ford is the guy that he's been, I don't want to say he's given him soft touches, but you know how we talk about fighter development, right? Right. And the last few fights, it feels like he's been trying to get him ready for this very moment where it's almost like hey, Raymond, I've done put money into you. I've given you all these chances. I'm doing it in Houston. This is your shit or get off the pot moment. Are you in the top 10 pound for pound conversation or not? Do you want to beat this guy so that you can go, hold on, Lomachenko, before you go calling out Charlie Suarez as your next opponent? Charlie Suarez is supposed to fight Navarrete anyway. So how about you let Raymond Ford be your Huckleberry, and I'll show everybody what I can do to Lomachenko. See what I'm saying? That's why I'm kind of like holding it down for the 27-year-old. I get it. Can we agree that it's much easier to be fighting up at something, to be shooting for a target, going for a target, than it is to be defending what you have, defending the house, right? Right? Yeah, and I'm not saying Shocky Foster's the deer, but you know what I'm trying to say? Shocky Foster's trying to hold. He's trying to be like, hold on, Clay, hold on. Versus Raymond Ford's like, I got nothing to lose, motherfucker. I'm coming after you. I'm 27. My trainer's 28. Claymore doesn't even think we're going to beat this guy anyway. So I'm going after him. So I'm going to hold it down for the youngster. No,
listen, I hear you holding, and you're holding it down. You know what I mean? And listen, everything you said is true. Once again, fight is as close to a 50-50 fight as you can have, I think, on paper. So it's, this can go either way, right? Let's be clear, right? This can go either way. I'm sure if Shocky Foster gets his hand raised, you're not going to be sitting here, I can't believe it. I'm sure that's not what's going to come out your mouth. And trust me, what's not going to come out my mouth if Raymond Ford wins this fight is, I can't believe it. But yeah, we both leaning towards the side for sure. We're both leaning. We have our reasons, right? Is it Raymond Ford's time? Is this the time? Is he been prepared for this moment? Is everything culminated to this moment for Raymond Ford? But at the same time, on the Shocky Foster side, man, is it his time? It feels like it in the air. It feels like it for him. It feels like he was almost there. He went up to 135, picked up an interim title, seemed like he was almost there. He's on. And we know what the elephant is in the room with these guys, right? The elephant in the room is Shakur Stevenson, right? He's the elephant in the room. He's what old Shocky Foster is looking at getting to, and he's what Raymond Ford is being compared to, right? He's Raymond Ford is in the shadow, arguably, of Shakur Stevenson, right? And O'Shaquie Foster, Shakur Stevenson is in his crosshairs, right? But he's the elephant in the room. He's the motivation in this fight one way or the other, or he is the distraction in this fight one way or the other, because neither guy should really be focused on Shakur. Both guys should be focused on each other. Would you agree, Angelo? Shakur should not be, right? Get Shakur out of this damn conversation.
I agree.
He can literally blind one of you guys, and you know what they say about that shot you don't see coming. And you might not see it coming if you're thinking too much about Shakur Stevenson. I'm wondering what part that's going to play in this fight for a Raymond Ford and what it'll play for an O'Shaquie Foster. Now, I think in this point of the conversation, I'm going to lead towards O'Shaquie Foster being more fueled by the Shakur Stevenson topic, right? He's focused. He wants to put on a performance. He's in his hometown of Houston, Texas. Shakur, I promise you, will be there. All, by the way, of these fighters live in Houston. Shakur lives in Houston. Raymond Ford lives in Houston. And O'Shaquie Foster lives in Houston. So Shakur will be in the building. Will Shakur's presence be a distraction for Raymond Ford or fuel Raymond Ford? Will he be a reason that Raymond Ford wins this fight? Or will he distract Raymond Ford? Will Raymond Ford be even more emotional? Has O'Shaquie Foster found a way to get under Raymond Ford's skin? And will that be used accordingly, wielded like a weapon in this fight by O'Shaquie Foster? What do you think about that?
Man, I mean, that is a really good question, right? Because when you're young, could it be a distraction? Although I'll say that since, you know how like when you, so it's one thing. All right, so I remember this with when I was around Manny Pacquiao, right?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, this was 2007. Oscar De La Hoya at the time had just, like, he's coming off of starting Golden Boy Promotions, and Eric Gomez put together this event called the World Cup of Boxing. I don't even know if you remember this, where it was Philippines versus Mexico, and there was all these young, like, Filipino fighters along with veteran Filipino fighters like a Jerry Penalosa who's fighting at this event, right? And you could always tell the difference between the young ones who still looked at Manny Pacquiao like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm even being blessed by Manny Pacquiao kind of a thing. And then the people like Jerry Penalosa, who basically had been brothers with Manny Pacquiao the whole way through. And Penalosa was a huge underdog going into that fight. He won by knockout, body shot to the liver, right? My point being, is Raymond Ford the young kid? I don't think so. I think Raymond Ford has had that brotherhood now with Shakur Stevenson, where he's kind of like, of course my guy's going to be here. In fact, he'd probably be more, his head would probably be more messed up if Shakur Stevenson wasn't there, right? So Shakur Stevenson being there actually could give him the confidence. Now I flip it the other way. O'Shaquie Foster is so focused on proving that he's this and he's that Shakur Stevenson is the, you know what I mean? Like, you're looking way too ahead, man.
100%. 100%. There's an argument for that. And I will tell you like this. I feel like Raymond Ford should embrace the Shakur Stevenson part of this conversation. Shakur should be walking Raymond Ford out to the ring. He should be coming out there in solidarity and should be in the ring with his young brother, Raymond Ford, when they're introducing both fighters, and be standing right there eyeballing O'Shaquie. Let's play that psychological game and get him focused on me. Look at me. I'm in the building. I got him ready. Remember, you was upset. You said that was what upset you, right, O'Shaquie? You said you got upset when I said I was going to get my brother ready for you. This is what this whole conversation about is, right? You didn't want me to have Raymond Ford's back. You got upset at me because I have my brother's back. Because rumor was circulating that Shakur was asking questions about who O'Shaquie was sparring with, and he was going to help his brother beat O'Shaquie Foster in a lower weight class than where Shakur Stevenson was at. So let me show up in the ring. Let me show up on the full access. Let me show you sparring him. Let me walk him into the ring the same way my brother Terrence Crawford does for me when we walk into the ring, like my brother Andre Ward does for me when I'm walking into the ring. My OG Floyd Mayweather does for me, showing up to my fights and showing up to and let the competition know that you're not just facing one person. That when it comes to this gym, it's a team sport. You're facing everybody. Yeah, it's just you and the fighter in the ring. I know, I get it. It's just you and Ray in the ring, but it ain't. It really ain't Ray, because when Ray gets in some issues, maybe it's not just my cousin telling him what to do. Maybe on the left side, it's my cousin, but maybe when Ray looks off to the right side, I'm there. Maybe I'm telling him what's going on, what I'm seeing. Maybe Bud's there.
And,
right?
and let me give you some insight on when you're in the corner, right? As you know, I've been at the main event, the highest levels of being in the corner. And I just tell you that judges are human. Okay. And there's a storytelling component to having a judge swing it your fighter's direction.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as a coach, you can only coach to your fighter instructions. But someone like Shakur could be a storyteller to certain defensive movements that Raymond Ford is, let's say, doing. And a judge who would normally think, Clay, well, Shockey Foster's throwing more punches, could easily be swayed by a Shakur Stevenson yelling things like, that's perfect. That's exactly what we were doing in the gym. You're totally beating him on points right now. You know what I'm saying, right? And that's influential. If a judge hears a Shakur Stevenson saying something like that, the judge might be like, you know what? Shakur got a point. I think I'm going to give this round to Raymond Ford. If it's not close, right? If what we're saying is every round will be a chess match, it's close. I know you pointed out that, well, there's the 28-year-old corner, but how about Shakur Stevenson being in the corner, being a plus to yelling those instructions? Because what did Shakur Stevenson say when he was fighting William Cepeda? I like Terrence Crawford yelling the instructions, and I was listening to Terrence Crawford, and I almost wish he was my coach.
Not
right,
Angelo. Not every fighter has that intangible they can bring to the ring with them. You know, when Shakur was getting ready to get in the ring with Zepeda, more importantly, when Shakur was getting in the ring with Tio, I told everybody, I said, don't sleep. Because everybody was like, Terrence can't fight for him. I said, nah, he can't fight for him, but don't sleep on the asset quality of a Crawford being outside the ring on your corner, seeing the fight, calling the fight, telling you what's going on. Some fighters have that team element they bring to the ring. Right, Angelo? Not all of them. Some fighters are all alone. They just got their corner and they got they got their mama cheering for them. That's their team element, right? You know what I mean? Some corners got their mama. You know what I mean? You got it, boy. I rate you better than that. I rate you good. Mama love you. Go out there the next round and get it back. Right? And that's gotta be what you got. That's some fighters, that's what they got. And work with what God gave you. Play the cards that you were dealt. But some fighters are dealt a lot of spades. They got wild cards in their hand. Right? They got a better hand. But the knowledge still has to be there. You still got to know how to play your hand, right? I'm gonna play my hand. You're gonna play your hand. So you got some weapons over there, but do you know how to play with the cards you have? Because I might not have all the cards you got, but I might have enough to beat you. I got a hand that could beat you, and depending on the mental edge I can get on you, I might be able to walk a pair of fives, a pair of jacks on your ass.
Right.
You might not make it over the bridge. You might not be able to get over the bridge. You might give up. I might ante it up. I might ante it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And make you pay to play.
Yeah.
Are you that confident? Are you willing to pay to play? Or would you rather just fold this hand and let's deal out another hand?
Yeah, no. Yeah. No, I understand, man. That's a really good point. Speaking of pay to play, shout out to Ray Davis, who got a couple more super chats. We gotta be consistent on the super chats, Clay.
No doubt. Shout out Ray Davis in the building, says, told you next, Jamal Charlo, best all-around boxer. Okay, that was the other one. And then he said, no, I'm saying Shaky's skills is on par with Jamal. Okay. And then he said Shaky doesn't get recognition because he has losses. Yeah, I mean, I guess some people think like that. Me personally, I don't. But it's real though. People don't talk about this guy's IQ the way I feel like maybe they should.
I agree
I
with
think
you
people sleep on his ability, you know what I'm saying, to see things, adjust, switch. If you're looking at in that Stephen Fulton fight, he was switching. He was going from southpaw to orthodox, southpaw. He was moving. He was controlling. The footwork was amazing. And Steve Fulton is a high-level boxer. Even if Stephen Fulton was, let's say, out of shape or not mentally where he needed to be or whatever have you, he still brings this. You know what I mean? And he couldn't figure that out. He couldn't even cut that ring off. He arguably did not even win a round in that fight. That's Stephen Fulton, bro. Cool boy. You know what I mean? We got to give him his flowers. There's things, but at the same time, multiple things can coexist in the same space, right? In other words, no, that wasn't the Stephen Fulton who fought a monster Inoue or who was dominating down at 122. And you know what I'm saying? And so that
or
wasn't
even beat Brandon Figueroa.
Or Brandon Figueroa, exactly.
That guy.
That wasn't that guy. It wasn't that guy. He didn't fight that guy. But he still fought, on paper, one of the best fighters in the world at one point in time, who was arguably getting ready to beat on a pound-for-pound list. He was a pound-for-pound conversational fighter, and he made it look easy. And he told the world he was going to make it look easy, and he didn't get emotional. And that's to speak towards the idea of Shakur being around there, all these distractions. O'Shaquie, to me, has proven that he can raise above the distractions when it comes time to being in the ring. I mean, certain fighters have shown me they can do that. Keyshawn has shown me he can be above the outside. I could be crazy outside, saying crazy things, moving around, doing shit. But when I get in the ring, I'm the biggest professional. Jamal Charlo is another one. I don't care. When Jamal Charlo gets in the ring, all of the antics, all of the crazy talk, whatever it is, he dials in. He's disciplined inside those ropes. O'Shaquie, to me, has shown he's been able to do that. Raymond Ford, on the other hand, I haven't seen him have to show me that. But let's look at Raymond Ford real quick here. Hold on. I'm going to play one more video here from O'Shaquie Foster. I'm going to pull up Raymond Ford immediately afterwards. I want to listen to O'Shaquie Foster. I want your opinion on what he said here.
Circumstances, I won't make no excuse. I lost to some bums. But, bro, what's your excuse, bro? Like, he said, oh, I didn't try to knock nobody, but the fight was already won, so I just cruised. Huh? He said, oh, you knocked out bombs. I said, well, why you didn't knock out the bombs? Oh, I was just boxing early in my career. Bro, this nigga goofy, bro. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Little boy, bro. Making excuses for what you ain't done in the sport.
What do you think about what he's saying right here? I mean, as far as
that's just, I can tell he's a little, the sunken cheeks is already him, coming down. That's just gym talk, bro. Because honestly, like, I would agree if Raymond Ford's game plan was he wanted to get more. Okay, like, what do we say about Moses Itauma all the time, right? Be nice to see him get some rounds in. Jermaine Franklin finally gave him some rounds. What was it? Three good ones?
Was it 3 or 5? Was it 5? I think it was 5.
Was it 4 good ones before he got knocked out, right? I think it was 4 good ones, and then he got knocked out, right? And I'll tell you, like, let's say Moses Itauma, because you believe, and I'm just using this as an example to what Shockey Foster just said. Let's say you get your wish, Clay, and Moses Itauma fights Alexander Usyk. And Alexander Usyk beats his ass, takes him to the back end. You could clearly see that Moses wasn't ready for a back half of a fight and the whole bit. What are we all going to be saying? We're going to be saying, damn, bro, you put him in there too early. He didn't get enough rounds in. He didn't. You see what I mean, right? So if Raymond Ford's doing the right thing, Shockey, if Raymond Ford's doing the right thing and he's like, I know I can knock these bums out, but I'm not trying to knock these bums out because I need to actually work on my professional craft. I'm okay with this, bro. I'm totally cool with it because maybe, like, again, this is just me, right? If we need to get rounds in, we either need to get those rounds in with high ass level sparring where you're the underdog in a sparring match and we're having you spar up. All right. At least this is how I used to feel when I was coaching people. And this is what I saw Freddie do. And this is what I saw Roger Mayweather do. Same thing, right? Or you do it in the fight where you're so good, Clay, that you're kind of like, hey, listen, on this first round, I just want you to do this. We're going to get this dude out of here in about 4 or 5. We're going to get dude about 6, 7, right? And there's a way to actually learn how to adjust in the middle of a fight when you're teaching a young boxer, right? I'm not saying Raymond Ford should be doing that shit against a Nick Ball in a world title fight. But the fights that Shockey Foster was talking about early in his career, bro, I don't know. I mean, I think he's just talking smack because the Sikhs are chunking and he hasn't gotten a chance to eat regular food in a bit.
I have a bit of a different angle on it. You know what I mean? Without a doubt, he's popping his, as they say, the youngins say, he's popping his shit, right? Without a doubt. But I think without a doubt as well, there was some truths in there from his point of view, whether he's right or not, whether that's really why Raymond Ford is moving that way. But I think they're legitimate questions, right? Okay. First thing I noticed that I give him his props for is O'Shaquie Foster once again showing the maturity, taking the ownership. Yes, I've had my moments in my career. I take ownership of those moments. That's why those moments didn't become losses for me. They became lessons. So I took the ownership of what I played, the part I played in those fights. And what he's saying to Raymond Ford is, why do you have the excuses? Why aren't you able to take the ownership? Why do you have so many excuses for these shortcomings? You see, when you're a veteran in the game and you realize the power of ownership, you don't attract to excuses easily. See, we're older. I'm almost 50. You're right into 50. You're 50, a little over 50, whatever. I think the biggest lessons we've learned in our lives is our ability to take ownership for what happens in our lives is what gives us the power. That's what makes us powerful, is our ability to do that. See, O'Shaquie Foster, to me, in that little segment right there, showed his power. And he showed his comfort with it. And he showed that I sleep with my shortcomings. No problem. Sleep good at night because me and my shortcomings are good, bro. We done got count. We don't figure me and my shortcomings are coexisting well. I wouldn't give my shortcomings to anybody. You can't have my shortcomings. These are my superpowers. My shortcomings is what built me to be who I am. But let me expose to you the young bull who just ain't been there yet, who just ain't seen enough yet to know better. He's still making excuses, y'all. He's saying I look the way I did in front of him. Fine. But why did you look the way you did in front of your bums? Why didn't you stop your bums and put it in? Well, I was boxing back then, and you know that. And what? Is that the reason you told yourself? So did you learn anything from those experiences to be a better fighter? Because that's the name of the game. It's the journey, baby. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. It's a marathon, baby. What are you doing? Are you in this marathon the right way? Are you learning? Are you evolving the right way? I mean, we'll all find out Saturday, right? But I thought the point taken by O'Shaquie Foster, who showed me he had his wisdom hat on, right? He had his thinking hat on. He said, that's what you see when you're a veteran. When you've been in the places I've been, you see these things. And see, fighters who think like that look good until they don't. Right. Because when they get confronted with adversity, when they have to adjust, they have a hard time doing that because they're not used to taking the ownership. They're not used to it. They always have an excuse. See, we're in the big leagues now, and I'm speaking on behalf of O'Shaquie Foster, right? We're in the big leagues now, baby. We all making mistakes, baby. We all made mistakes to get here, to get where we got to. But the real dogs, the real veterans, know how powerful it is to take the ownership of our mistakes. And we're going to find out Saturday if you really took ownership about what happened with Nick Ball. Did you really take ownership about all those shortcomings? Did you take ownership of what happened with Coleman? Oh, my God. I always mess up his name. Kolmatov? Kolmatov. Did you take ownership or did you just take the victory and go home? Did you have an honest conversation about what happened in those first 10 to 11 rounds? Or did you walk out with a victory at the end of 12 and prove the world that you're a champion? Is that what happened in the fight? Shout out to your victory. Some people said Kolmatov had some injuries and things going, hey, bro, we don't do the excuses, bro. We don't do the excuses. We're going to give you your flowers. But did you really take a real victory that night, which is the lesson that was there? Or did you take the fool's gold? Did you take the belt and that capped off that night and you walked away from it? We'll find out on that night.
You know what Raymond Ford's response is going to be? Shout out to Terrence Crawford saying it to Canelo. But if I've been fighting all these nobodies,
you're going to be another
they
bum.
call you a nobody.
You're going to be the next bum. You're going to be the next bum that I beat. Yo, let's take a look at Raymond Ford real quick here. Raymond Ford hasn't been quiet, man. Raymond Ford been sharing how he feels about it. Let's talk to Raymond, man. Let's go to Jay Prince's gym. Let's see what's going on over there.
You can tell because if you look at the press conference, you see me looking at him the whole time, I'm trying to make eye contact. He wasn't really trying to make eye contact. He's talking to the crowd, looking forward and things like that. And even when we did the little sit down at the table, he didn't want to look at me then either. So it was just
me personally.
That's
I
him.
can see that.
That's him, by the way, Angelo. That's his
28
trainer.
years old. That's the 28-year-old cousin. Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't really want this fight. Just by all the energy we got from him and the little kind of conversation we had, we forced his hand into this fight. We put a bunch of bait out there, like I said before. We finally got the right bait to get on the tape, and now he got paid for it until May 30th.
Okay. What'd you feel about what he said about the eye contact, about what happened on that stage, about O'Shaquie Foster focusing on
mean, if a fighter believes that, right? Okay, let's say I was that coach. That was the guy that was there. I'd be like, hey man, I believe you. I believe you, Ray. Because if that's what you believe, because that's what's giving you the edge, man, it's not my job to take away whatever your superpower is during the camp. Is there truth to that shit? I don't know, Clay. You know what I mean, right? At the end of the day, I feel like you're going to get in the ring. I'm going to get in the ring. We're going to figure it out, and we're going to have our language on that day. So all this other stuff is little things to get you to convince yourself that you're not wrong. And Shock is doing that, and Raymond Ford's doing that. And I think it's
a little different, bro. I'm gonna push back, obviously, because I've seen something a little bit different there. I don't think O'Shaquie Foster is doing that. I don't think O'Shaquie Foster is looking at him. What O'Shaquie Foster is doing is asking questions, right? Okay. He's asking legitimate questions. He doesn't know. I don't know if you're scared. You're probably not scared. You probably are ready to get in there. I'm not going to give all that. When I ask you the questions and gave you an opportunity to answer like a champion, you didn't answer like a champion. And you fighting for my belt. See, you fighting a champ. You're not talking like a champion. You talking like a child. You're making excuses. You haven't shown me champion pedigree yet. We saw you come back from some adversity against a guy who arguably had a bad knee going into that fight, and it went out on him in the championship rounds, and he couldn't move. And you caught him, and you hurt him. Okay. God bless you.
All right.
But have you taken ownership of the 10 to 11 rounds of domination that we were watching? Is that Eastern European was dancing with you in that ring and giving you hell up? Did you do that? Did you do the work? Did you do the work, champ? We want to know if you did the work. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand. But now if I'm Raymond Ford,
wait. Hold on, right? So we want to know if you did the work. He gets to answer that on Saturday. That's what's up. Right. If you want to ask me questions, ask me questions. I did the work. You know why I did the work? Because I took the ownership. I put that on me. When I got robbed by Conceição, I didn't cry all day long. I got over it. I licked my wounds, and I got it back. I made the adjustments, and I got my belt back. I did the work. When Stephen Fulton was getting ready to fight me and he was the big deal, I took that fight. I did the work. He came up there and wanted to challenge me, and I showed him this was my division. I dominated him. I didn't win in a close match. I'm doing the work. I'm right now number one in my division on the Ring Magazine over a unified champion. They got me number one. I'm doing the work. And you've been chasing me, looking to fight me. So I'm clearly doing the work. Now, Raymond Ford spoke about trying to get the eye contact with O'Shaquie Foster. O'Shaquie not giving him the eye contact. O'Shaquie looking into the crowd. Young Bull. There's more champ shit going on right there. That's more champ shit going like that from O'Shaquie Foster. Why? because he knows you focused on him. And he knows it's getting under your skin that he ain't looking at you. He knows that when he's looking to the crowd, you focused on it. It's a week before the fight, and you still talking about it. Yeah, I'm right where I want to be. I'm right where I need to be, champ. I'm on your mind, champ. You talking about me. You still caught up that I touched you. They did an interview with you about a week and a half ago, and you upset that I touched you. I didn't push you. I touched you. And you weren't going to let that slide. And you know what that turned into? You know what that turned into, champ? Let's look at what that turned into real quick here, right? Hold on a second here. Let's take a look at one more thing real quick. Let's pull this up right quick. And this is what is going on. Here we go.
You getting break this shit. Yeah, I'm gonna break your shit. Hey, what?
Man, good, nigga. Man, good. Stop bumping me, bro. Don't get the touch me, none of that. Don't touch me, G. Tell you, don't touch me, G. If you doing too much shit,
I'll break your shit.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me, G. Y'all talking crazy, boy. I'm down.
My nigga's pussy. My nigga's pussy.
Why you gonna get knocked out walking up? I tried, boy.
You don't know how, boy, I will beat you the fuck up, nigga. Y'all my man's face when we take
What
it.
you looking scared for?
Hey, yo, can't come here,
What you
kid.
scared for, man? Why you looking so scared for, man?
Talking about my man saying bitch and all that.
Watch
Y'all
what I
gonna
do
something.
to him.
Y'all niggas not on
Watch
that.
what I do to him.
Nice little confrontation that happened right there.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, like that actually made me even more confident in Raymond Ford. Not lot.
Yeah, tell me what you
That
think, because I
actually
got
made me
another
more-
way
and
of doing it.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah,
For me, all right, all year long, for you in the chat, replay gang that do pay attention to the NHL, we were told that the Colorado Avalanche, Claymore, is the Chicago Bulls of the NHL. 72-10 Chicago Bulls. This team, Colorado Avalanche, has never been done in the NHL before. Greatest team possibly ever. Basically told my Vegas Golden Knights, you guys aren't ready. We got the experience. We got the depth. We went through the ups and downs during the season. We've proven how good we are. All the same stuff you're saying about Shockey Foster. And you know what my Vegas Golden Knights did, bro? Right? They looked them straight in the eye and says, doesn't matter. We're going to find out when we see you in that ice. Game 1 in Colorado, boom, beat your ass. Game 2 in Colorado, boom, beat your ass. Oh, hey, Shockey, you feeling a little panic now, huh? That you're behind 3 rounds to nothing. But it's all good, baby. You're going to come back at me. And you know what happened when Colorado came back and was beating our asses? 3-0 heading into the third period, Clay. And in hockey, 3-0 is basically like impossible to come back from, bro. We end up scoring 5 goals in a row, bro, beating their ass in game 3 and in front of Shane Mosley and the Raider Nation and everybody else in game 4. We swept your champion ass. We swept all the things that everybody was saying. Why, Clay? Because sometimes when you're just not paying attention to the accolades that the senior person or the champ or the better person is telling you, and all you're listening to is yourself and your belief and your confidence that you will not fold. And the one thing we have not seen Raymond Ford do yet in a real fight is fold, Clay. We haven't seen him fold. So how is Shockey Foster going to be the one that makes him fold? I don't know that. You don't know that. And this is what makes this fight so interesting. So I'm even standing more 10 toes down, Clay, after I saw that look. Raymond Ford looks to me like, I'm tired of you, bro. You're the Colorado Avalanche, and I'm about to prove to everybody I'm going to sweep your ass. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We will find out.
No doubt. Shout out to Sam from Jersey with the $5, man. Says this matchup has bad blood written all over it. Clay and Reyes, when you call this, don't hold nothing back. Chef's kiss. We won't. We won't, Sam. We won't.
No, we won't. We won't. We're going to call it exactly as how it is. Believe me.
Be dialed in on Saturday. It's going to be an interesting evening. So, what did I see? I see O'Shaquie Foster is deep in Raymond Ford's head. He's in he's rent free in there, man. You know what? I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to pull up the video to show you when about 2 weeks ago, Raymond Ford talked about the first face-off press conference they had. He talked about O'Shaquie Foster touching him. And he promised in an interview, the next time we see each other, I'm not letting nothing slide. I'm going to be all up on him, right? Damn, Ray. That's in your head? Like, okay, all right. Now, O'Shaquie Foster does the veteran move again. What does he do? He takes control of the situation. He looks at him. They have the face-off, and he breaks the face-off. Turns away and looks at the crowd, and it gets under his skin again. This dude is not seeing me. I want him to see me. He keeps talking about Shakur. He keeps talking about Benin. I want him to see me, and he won't even look at me. So he walks up on O'Shaquie Foster to touch O'Shaquie Foster to get that attention. O'Shaquie Foster gives him the attention. He pushes him. And when he pushes him, Raymond Ford is livid. They got to hold him. He's looking like, damn, bro. And the chef's kiss at the end of that interaction was O'Shaquie Foster walking off going, why are you looking so scared? What's going on with you? He's calling out the emotional outburst. He's calling out, you just got crazy emotional up here, bro. Damn. Hey, be ready for the fight, though. I hope you're ready for the fight. Raymond Ford is going to have to be dialed in and focused for this fight. He's going to have to leave all of that outside the ring. Emotions. The worst is not a fighter's friend, especially when you're in the ring with a cerebral fighter, a fighter who's intelligent. Now, Daniel Dubois, Fabio Wardley, that could be emotional. We just punching the shit out of each other, and whoever feels it first, falls down, and the other guy wins. That's cool. Bring all the emotions in that kind of a fight. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to a fight like this, Raymond Ford has to be ready to play chess. It's hard to play chess when you're upset. You got to leave everything. You playing a chess game, the baby mama drama, your friend, your job, your badass kids, your bills, you got to leave that out because you need to see and stay focused because every single piece is a play towards or away from your victory. You're giving up or taking territory with every move. One step closer to getting that king or getting your king taken. O'Shaquie Foster keeps showing over and over again he's been here before. He keeps showing over and over again, I've done this. You're in my world. Raymond Ford keeps exposing these dark intangibles that O'Shaquie Foster has to be looking at as, I'm going to poke at those intangibles when we get in that ring, bro. I'm going to poke at your patience and your poise and your ability to stay focused when we're in that ring, bro, because this is the part of the game you're not familiar with. This is the part of the game I'm trying to school you on, but you don't want to hear because you think you're so tough. Maybe you are tough. Maybe you're not soft. Maybe you're not to be played with. But why am I playing with you like I'm playing with you on here in front of everybody? Why your God tripping? Why are you mad at me because I said your God's a bitch? You called my man a bitch and shit. So, what are you focused on? What are you trying to prove here? See, the OGs and the veterans, we see it coming from a mile away, man. We done seen too much, man. We see the emotions. We know what that means. Angelo, right now, if you're walking down the middle of the mall and some young bull start barking, pushing stuff over that guy, it's like, oh, you easy. It's the other guy I'm worried about. I'm never worried about you. You ain't never the guy I'm worried about. You know what I'm saying? You're easy. I'm going to advise the people around you to get you. Come get him. Get him. If you know what I know, come get him. he's out of his mind. You need to be focused, be fucking with me. I'm a damn black belt. You need to be thinking. You better be thinking. You better be thinking fucking with me. I'm saying, I don't know about everybody else and what you've been through in your school, but you better be thinking. See, I'm a thinking man, and we all know as we get older, the strength goes away a little bit. You know, it's the last thing to go. The athleticism goes, but this thing is what gets us across the table. This is what keeps us in the game, is this thing right here. And O'Shaquie keeps on referencing it by poking the bear, Raymond Ford, showing that he's an emotional bottle ready to explode. He's like a bottle of Coca-Cola shaken up. And he just seems to be one menthol, one Mentos, one good shake away from blowing his load, pause, all over the place and making a big mess out of it. And looking back at this fight and learning maybe the biggest lesson he's ever going to learn, which is get your feelings in check. Get your feelings in check.
Right. And you know what? All good points, Clay. All good points. But all I can do is give you facts. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, let's say that is Raymond Ford now at 27 years old, and he still has that, what you're talking about, right? This into him. Well, brother, that guy's only lost one controversial split decision with this style that you're talking about. This, he gets angry, he gets if you're him at 27, it's like, I don't even think I lost that fight. So in his head, he's still undefeated doing what he does. And I'm telling you, bro, the way he looks at him, and you may be right that maybe what Shockey Foster's doing as the OG is it's like, I'm leading you into a trap, young man. I'm leading you into a trap. But what Shockey got to know is there's another end to that. When the trap don't work, the bear gets you, bro. And this bear looks like he's ready to eat your ass. Pause.
Yeah.
It's for literary pharaoh, by the way.
Pause. Big pause. But hey, man, listen, man, it is what it is. Listen, we can only jaw jack for so long, Angelo. And at the end of the day, we both make some good arguments here, and it's been a good conversation. But we know where the real conversation has to be had. We know we can't talk this fight into existence. We can't do more than what we've done. The real conversation is going to be Saturday night between O'Shaquie Foster and Raymond Ford. They got to figure it out, and we're going to watch them figure it out. Call it. They got to figure it out, bro. They got to figure
I
this
agree.
out.
And by the way, I just want to throw this out because I know you don't like to do it. But Mike Leon, bro, did you see what me and Claymore just did for the last 90 minutes? All right. We built this fight up better than Chris Mannix and Sergio Mora and all these guys, man. Stop playing with us, DAZN. Stop playing with us. We do more for you guys, and we get dubbed as the Zupa lovers because we do love Zupa, but we love boxing more. And where's our respect, Clay? Where's our link?
Where's
Why
our flower?
isn't Angelo getting free pay-per-views yet?
Don't be emotional now. You gotta be vets. Don't be emotional, Angelo. Somebody hold Angelo. Get Angelo. Get Angelo. Somebody get him. You know what I mean? I'm not used to seeing him this way. He's losing his shit. He's losing his shit. But we good. We good, man. Hey, shout out to the zone,
all right,
man.
I'm good.
I've been talking to Mike Leon, by the way. I've been talking to him
Tell him to give us a code, damn it.
Listen, I've been
as much
talking.
As we do for the zone.
We've been talking, man. We've been talking.
All right.
So that being said, though, super fight. Looking forward to see what's going to happen in it. Angelo made some great points. I'm leaning towards O'Shaquie Foster. Angelo's leaning towards Raymond Ford. I think both these guys are going to be in the best shape of their lives for this fight. Both these guys know what's on the line. Like I said earlier, I think it's going to be the mental edge that's going to whoever can have that mental edge, because I think both of them have a bag. Both of them have a deep bag that they can go into. But, you pull out a screwdriver, but you need a flathead. That screwdriver is a nice looking screwdriver, but it's kind of useless, right? So it's about knowing what tool to pull out, when to use it, wield it right, and we'll see what ends up happening, right? We'll see what ends up happening. I want to dial into the undercard a little bit here. I want to talk about my guy.
Can we do a shout out to the super chat? Because I don't want to miss these super chats. I got SSSM199.
Yeah, 99 says, man, That's a teddy bear. Foster and 7. Woo! Amen. It's a cerebral fight, man. I hope. Listen, man, it's a brilliant fight. Shout out to that guy. Wow, look at that. He said it's just. Right. I didn't even see. Right. It's a brilliant fight. And it's a fight for the real boxing fans. This is a purist kind of fight. This is not Daniel Dubois versus Fabio Wardley. No. You know what I'm saying? And that fight is a fight of the year candidate. If not, some people already have it as fight of the year already. Fight of the year, right? But that's not what this fight is. But this fight is equally fight of the year candidate. Trust me.
Right. No, this fight honestly is closer to Nakatani Inoue. Right? Like this is what it would be. The young bull versus the old master. Who can get who? And in that fight, Inoue got him. But is Shockey Foster that good? We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out because he's barking up the tree of Shakur Stevenson. That's what he wants. He feels like that's what it is. And he's called out a lot of people, by the way. I don't know if you've heard him, but he's talked about Shakur. He's talked about Lamont Roach. He's talked about I feel like he's talked about Hitchens too at some point. I don't know why he brought up that, but he just basically anybody who's over there on that Shakur Stevenson side of the conversation, he says he's willing to go up and fight all those guys. He's willing to go all the way up to 140 and fight this guy and fight. I mean, he feels disrespected at the highest level, not by Raymond Ford, but by the elite, by the top tier fighters in the game who believe that he needs to fight Raymond Ford to prove that he is who he is. You know, it's almost like I'm gonna really slap this kid around and show y'all. Don't ever bring no little kids in front of me again, man. That you send no little kids to come handle your business. You bring your ass out here in these streets and you fight me. You ain't above me, bro. I'm on all these levels. I've been on your levels. I've been in the ring with you guys. I've been sparring with you guys. I've done all these different things. Stop playing with my face, cuz. Stop playing with me. You know what I mean?
What I'll say is, Shockey, I know you're upset because you're not getting the big bag, right? We could solve your problems, bro. Just sign the Zuffa. We can solve all your
problems. He gonna find a way to put that damn Zuffa in there, bro. Lord
just come on over the Zuffa. Shout out to Donnie956. I told you, brother, to don't cancel your flight. I told you July 12th is all good, man. It's all good, baby.
All right, so let's talk about the undercard here a little bit, right? Just two of the fights, and then I'm gonna throw the link out there for people to come up because this is really about Raymond Ford and Shockey Foster. This is their night. You know what I mean? This is a big fight for them. But I got to talk about my boy Omari Jones, man. Omari Jones is a fighter who's been developing. He's only 6 fights into his professional career, right?
Yeah.
Am I right? 6 fights, right?
Yeah, let me double check that. Omari is where's my guy? Omari Jones. 6-0. 6-0.
Right? 4 knockouts, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Omari Jones is a fighter I've been watching from the beginning, man. I mean, he's only got 6 professional fights in his career. So, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man, I've been watching him from the beginning. Olympian. This kid has all the intangibles, man. But listen, I don't want to get it twisted. He has to earn a lot of respect in the game because he is a prospect. In his last 2 fights, he's taken them to unanimous decision. His first 4 professional fights, he stopped them all. You know what I mean? He stopped all those guys. And hold on, I want to check one more thing here because I believe all those fights were in Florida. Hold on. Florida, Atlantic City.
No, he fought in Vegas. I think he fought in Vegas already.
No, I'm talking about the 4 stoppages I was talking about. But
even
those, he had a stoppage in Atlantic City, and he had a stoppage in Frisco, Texas. So he's been moving around. You know what I'm saying? He's been moving around. He's had 3 fights in his hometown. He has a lot of support from Orlando. They really support him. His last 2 fights specifically seems like he's been working out things in his game, right? And people have been criticizing it. Like, come on, man, stop these guys. And, on the conversation we had, you guys can check out the interview. The conversation we had, we spoke about, balancing everything. He can do whatever. He can do a lot of things. He has a deep bag, and he can box. He can punch. He can stop these guys. He can outclass these guys. But it's about balance sometimes, right? And in this fight right now, he's fighting a 9-0 fighter. And, once again, this will be his second undefeated fighter that he's fighting against is this Diego Zuniga fighter. The last undefeated fighter he fought against was Jerome Baxter, and he took him the full 6 rounds and dominated him and won every single round. Matter of fact, I don't think Omari Jones has lost a professional round of boxing yet. I don't think he's lost a professional round.
He's won every single round, and I don't think Zuniga is going to be the guy that tests them either. I think Zuniga could could maybe take it the distance, but I don't know, man. I kind of feel like Omari, as he keeps getting better and stronger, and man, I really wish when you bring Omari back, I'm gonna have a fun conversation with him because I've been watching that young man since he was in the amateurs, bro. And when he won the bronze medal in Paris, I was like, that's awesome. But man, I really thought he could have made it all the way to gold. Marco, the Olympics is a tough machine. But seeing what Matchroom is doing with him in building his level, right? It's reminiscent to what they're trying to do with people like Tara Moana or Pat Brown, right? They're taking the talents and they're just trying to get them as much experience as they can. So hopefully Omari doesn't just put this guy away in 2-3 rounds. Hopefully, Clay, we maybe see him go 7th round before he decides to put this guy away, this Daniel Zuniga. But I feel like he's going to get him pretty early. I feel like
this guy stylistically is the kind of fight. That's what I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see him stop this guy. And the reason I believe it is because this guy is 9-0, 6 knockouts. He's an aggressive dude. He fought in I think his last fight was, hold on, let me just pull him up real quick and just see where his last fight was at. I believe it was his last four fights, he's gotten stoppages. His last 4. And I think his last fight was maybe, let me just check here just to make sure what was going on here. But if I'm correct, bringing back boxing, blah, 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 blah. Iowa Athletic Commissions. He's fought, I think he's fought on that Mike Perry backyard, like boxing.
The backyard brawl stuff.
Something like that. Something like that.
Yeah. The elbow, the one with the elbows.
Just to say that he's a dog.
Right.
And this is the kind of fight that Omari Jones, I think, will excel in. So it's not about whether or not he'll win this fight or not for me. And I don't think most people would even worry about that. It's going to be about how he wins the fight. How is he bringing it all together, right? Because when you're a prospect, we're watching the development, right? We're not watching you for the wins necessarily. We're watching for how the wins look, because we're trying to figure out how to look at you when it comes to the big conversation of what you're going to look like as far as the champion is concerned, as far as your future in the division. He showed his ability in his last fight to box. Now, Chris Mannix and some other pundits in the space feels like it was a lackluster performance from him. Feel like he could have done more.
I liked it.
I did too. I don't think it was a lackluster performance. I think what you saw was him working out things. He was having fun in there with a fighter he could do that with. He's like, I'm going to box. I'm going to move around. I'm going to control it. I'm going to force this guy to be uncomfortable. And I'm going to show you that I have a deep bag. This fight right here, this guy's going to be pressing. I expect this guy to press the gas, to apply the pressure. He's going to have to, as far as he's at a minimum, he's going to have to figure out how to get inside of that reach, right? I mean, he's 5'11". He's not that much shorter than him, but he is a little short, and he's going to fall to the reach advantage of Omari Jones, who's standing at 6'1", and he knows how to work behind that jab. And we talk about that karate background that he brings to the table. He really understands how to. Those jabs hit real hard, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
those jabs
those
are
punches do not tickle, bro.
Yeah.
Those punches.
Those jabs aren't like he's not pawing with those jabs. He's sticking you, and he will do bad things to you with that jab. So Zuniga's gonna have to figure out how to slip that. He's gonna have to take some chances, and I think his instincts is going to be to throw some caution to the wind. And I think that caution to the wind is what's gonna get him stuck and laid out.
I think he's gonna get knocked out by the Karate Kid, bro. Which, by the way, Omari, think about that as a nickname. I know you like Banger Jones, but pause, bro.
I think
Jones.
I think he earns the pan.
It's a little hard for a Michael Buffer to go, Omari, Banger Jones, but the Karate Kid, that would be pretty cool, bro. That'd be pretty cool.
I don't know. I don't like it. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like it. But
you like Banger? You want him to be called Banger?
Banger's his name. I think he can live up to the name Banger, but I think Karate Kid just kind of throws us like he's boxing. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of misplaced to put him in there as the Karate Kid.
Maybe
I don't know.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you're right.
But Banger is, I mean, look, it is
maybe
what it
put
is.
The Banger. Maybe.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, everybody's saying Banger does sound suspect, right? It says Banger Jones sounds suspect, low key, Bornish.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I'm just trying to protect the kid, man.
You hearing
He's
porn
a
music in the
man.
background? I don't know. I'm trying to play some porn music in my mind. But shout out to everybody in the building. I'm throwing the link out there. So the link is there if you want to come up and build for a minute. Let's have a good conversation about some real good boxing. Respect, lead with respect, of course. You know how it is, you know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely interested in what the people in the building feel like about this fight. 97 people in the building, by the way, close to 100 people. Hit the like button. Well, it's over 100 now. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Let's get the channel up where it needs to be, but definitely show some love. What does Blue Blood say? Clean your feet before you come in my house.
Wipe your feet.
Wipe your feet before you come in my house. Hit the like button. Support the grind, man. I appreciate all the super chats, all the love that we're getting in here. Mag7, I see you. I'm gonna pull you up here. As soon as you say some dumb shit, I'm gonna throw you off, bro. So you can talk about some boxing. We can talk about O'Shaquie Foster. I'd love to have a great conversation about some boxing, but if you're coming up here on some stupid shit, it's gonna be short. I ain't gonna lie to you. But let's see what you got. Shout out,
Clay,
man.
what's up, Clay?
What's good, brother?
Up, Clay? How you doing, bro?
Doing good, brother. Doing good.
So, Clay, man, you see they took the wrench, man. They took my wrench, man. Why they take my wrench? Because I'm a Tank fan or something?
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see if we can get your wrench back based on this conversation. What's good? What's on your mind?
Nothing, man. You know me, man. Just chilling. So, Foster and Ford, right?
That's the one. Yes, sir.
Who you got?
I'm going with Foster on this one, man. I think Foster's okay. I think he got the experience, man. I think he's in the head of Raymond Ford. I think Raymond Ford just a lot of passion. I expect a great fight, but I think in these moments, he's going to need that poise, and he's not showing me he has it. And I'm not too confident in the corner either. I don't know about that. Shakur's cousin, I don't know who he is.
Who? Teray Stevenson?
Yeah, I'm not sure about him. I don't know what he's coming to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he gonna have the answers, Sway. I think when Ford need the answers, I don't think he's gonna have the answers.
Yeah, Teray seems kind of shaky to me. Right? Like he's not confident or something. Like he just seems kind of like he's too how I want to say this. He's too like he's too brand new. Like he's not like dude didn't prove anything yet, and he's talking like he's the greatest coach out here. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really like dude too much, man. I mean, I really don't. But then that push though, I'm gonna tell you, he pushed that kid, bro. I think that's like the factor right there, bro.
Yeah, it almost feels like he's going to be trying to get that pushback in the ring.
Yeah.
And that's going to be like it's almost like he's almost one round down now, right? Like you already acting like you need to get a lick back.
Yep. I think that he's gonna come in pissed off. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the chat is saying, Clay, that there's mad feedback happening.
Yeah, there's echo. Mag, I ain't gonna lie, I got an echo coming on yours, so I'm gonna let you build, do your thing. I'm not gonna really respond, and we're gonna move on because you got a bad echo.
I'm gonna fall back though. Appreciate you.
Okay. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Love you, by the way, boy. I love you, man. You know you my guy.
Clay, you already know, bro. You already know, Clay. I love you too, OG.
Nah, I fuck with you, but I ain't gonna let you sit here and make this a tank show, nigga.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
But look, we might be talking about Tank sooner rather than later, man. Let's see what happens, man. Looks like he about to.
Then I'll be in here. Then I'll be in here.
I know, and I'll be looking forward to hear from you because I know you're gonna have something to say.
All right, baby.
All right, my guy. Peace. Yeah, shout out to everybody in the building, man. 100+ people in the building. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, man. Listen. Raymond's gonna show me a lot in this fight, man. He's gonna show me a lot, man, because he has an opportunity to show me a lot. He has an opportunity to show me that what you see isn't necessarily what it always is. And I have the ability to separate what you see me doing out the ring for the promotion at the pressers. That's me selling the fight. I have another level to me. I got another gear to me when it comes down to these fights. Stock chases.
My man.
Just make sure it's stock chases. Hold on. Stock chases. It might not be stock chases. Hold on. I'll pull you down, bro. Put on your camera, whoever you are, bro. Oh, it is stock chases. It is. It's stock chases. All right, just making sure. You know what I mean? I see it said D on the emblem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel me? That's the first letter of the government, man. That's all we're gonna say, man.
Okay. No doubt, man.
My guy, Stock Chaser. What's up, man?
Yo, what's good with y'all? What up, Angelo?
What's good? Hey, hold on 1 second. Kai, you got a haircut?
Yeah, bro. How you know this?
What, you trying to get a job or something, man? What's going on, bro? You
Yeah,
done gave up you Solomon, baby. You cut the hair, bro. What's going on, bro?
Yeah,
don't let these people make you do what you don't want to do, bro. They got jobs out there, bro. You know, you tell them to go
like Stock
job
said,
and
bro,
shit,
he's trying to get that government job, Clay. He's trying to get a government job.
He's trying to get them benefits. He's trying to get them benefits, bro. He's like, bro, stop playing with me. You see where I live, man. I need those benefits.
You know, you get in more doors when you close to the ball. So yeah,
no doubt. Give me a second, Kai. I want to dial back into Stock Chasers, man, because I know Stock Chasers wants to speak on this. He was up here first. Stock, what's good, baby? What's on your mind?
Yes, sir. Nah, man. Yo, listen, man. Y'all was really cooking. I think y'all hit some great points. Listen, man. I've been waiting for the scrap. I'm excited for the scrap. I got shot. I think Shock's been getting better, bro. Like, honestly, every fight. And I think, people not knocking him for the Stephen Foreign win. That Foreign was out of shape, this, that, and the fourth. But I think we can't take away from how Shock performed. And he was really boxing in there. He looked great. That was a masterclass, bro. He outclassed Stephen Foreign. I mean, Stephen Foreign's been in the ring with the best of them. So I just don't understand. Like, some people been degrading the win, and I just don't get it, bro. I don't get it. Also, I just think like Shaq is like the bigger guy. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken, I think he has longer reach. So I think he needs to utilize that jab. I think you just got to build off that jab. Don't get caught in no firefights. But I think the fight gonna get interesting in the second half of the fight. I think this is gonna be a great scrap, bro. Like I think there's gonna be fireworks. I think these dudes gonna end up banging, bro. They're gonna end up banging at some point. But there's a lot of emotions too, bro. When it comes to with Ford, bro. I just feel like he's being emotional, bro. I don't know what it is, man. I've been getting that the entire build up, all the interviews, all the face-offs, and I just hope he gets them emotions in check, bro. Because if not, I mean, he might get the floor wiped off with him. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. At the end of the day, the only thing that I don't like, Clay, I don't know, but as far as these YouTube streets, it's just been really heavy for Shot, like super extremely heavy. I mean, there's only a few people out here actually picking for it, as crazy as that sounds. And just when I see that, it just always gets me a little nervous. But at the end of the day, man, I'm still gonna stick with Shot. Got him winning this fight. Might be a split decision. It might be a split decision. Shot got like a few of those. You feel me? Like, he just knows how to get that win. He knows how to, like, just do enough to get that win if it gets nasty for him regardless, bro. And that's the IQ that he got. He figures shit out, bro. If he got to get you out 12th round, I mean, if he got to adjust mid-fight, he's good at that, bro. He's able to kind of, like, maneuver and do what he needs to do. So I'm definitely going to be top 10. But real quick, man, I just want to remind everybody, man, Rohan Polanco, he will be fighting on Saturday as well against Alex Martin. That fight going to be on Triller TV for the free ski. All you got to do is sign up. You feel me? And at the end of the day, that's just something to be on the lookout for as well. But yeah, man, listen, I'm going to head out. Thank you for having me. But yeah, man, that's my pick. I'm rolling with Shock. And at the end of the day, it's still, to me, it's like a 50-50 fight, bro. It really depends how Ford comes into this fight, bro. But I think this will be a banger, bro. So definitely tap in, man, because this is going to be lit. All right, I'm going to holler at y'all. Y'all be easy.
No doubt.
Hey, join us at the watch party, Stock. Come back for the watch party on Saturday, all right?
All right.
No doubt, family. Peace, peace. Yeah, man. The people.
Chaser's one of the good ones, man. He got them deep takes, bro.
Yeah. The people are talking out here, but they are picking on Shaq. But I mean, I understand why a lot of the people are picking on Shaq Foster, but I do think there is a little bit of sleeping on Raymond Ford that is undeniable. That people are really misreading the room, and like we said, this is very close to 50-50 fight. It's not crazy at all for Raymond Ford to win this fight by any means. I mean, Angelo's picking him to win, and it's not crazy for him to pick him to win. I could easily pick Raymond Ford to win this fight. I can
pick Shaq Foster to win. It's
exactly.
Just when me and Clay first started talking about this, when the fight got made, we already made our decisions then. The only thing that's happened is we stuck to our decisions, you know. So which is what made a good 90-minute program for you guys. Is Clay made his points, all very valid. I made my points. They're all very valid. One of us is gonna win, and one of us is gonna get the
none of us. Me and you ain't gonna win. We're gonna go to fight. One of them is gonna win.
I'm talking about in the ATP streets, Clay. Because
one of those guys is gonna win, and one of those guys is gonna lose. I'm gonna keep my faculty face pretty as I was.
I'm talking about
going in and come out just as pretty.
No, I hear you, but I'm talking about getting my get back because I took a lot from everybody on the Wardley one.
Yeah, man. You took a lot of hell over that Usyk one too, as well. Yo,
I'm still standing strong on the Usyk one, bro. I got a lot of good people around me.
I'm not saying that where you stand. I'm talking about the heat you got that you caught hell.
Oh yeah. I did. I got a lot of heat on it.
I'm not saying you need to move around on that point. But Kai, what's good with you, family? What's good? What's on your mind? How you feel about this fight? Have you been seeing did you see the last minute face off? I'm gonna play this one more time, by the way, while my guys up here and tell me what you guys think about. One more time. Let's take one more look at it. And what do you see here? And let me know. Hold on.
You getting break this shit. Yeah, I'm gonna break your shit, nigga. Hey, what? Man, good, nigga. Man, good. Stop bumping me, bro. Don't get the touch of me, none of that. Don't touch me, G. Tell you, don't touch me, G. You doing too much shit. I'll break my shit. Don't touch me. Touch me, G. Y'all talking crazy, boy. I'm damn. My nigga's pussy. Why you gonna get knocked out walking up? Watch out, boy. You don't realize, boy, I will beat you the fuck up, nigga. Y'all my man's face when we take it. What you looking scared for? Hey, yo, Karen, come here, Karen. Scared for, man? Why you looking so scared now, man? I'm talking about my man saying bitch and all that. Watch what I do to him. Niggas not on Watch what I do to him.
Just nothing but animosity, nothing but bad blood. We've been looking forward to this fight for, depending on how long you've been tracking it, for years. You know, Ford has been going after Shock for the longest. And now that he's finally touched 130 and solidified his himself in his terrain, he's ready to take him on. This is for super featherweight supremacy right here. And Ford is coming. You know, he really is. This is going to definitely be a competitive fight. I don't know who's saying Shock in 7 or within the distance. I don't see this fight being within the distance. This fight is going to the cars. It's going to be super competitive. Whether you have it Shocky with a wide decision or Ford with a close one, this is going to be it, man. Saturday night, it's going to be fireworks. And it's in H-Town. There's so much riding on this fight. Got the culture behind it. Anybody that's from the trenches, you love this type of action. Shout out to Treese. Violence. Like, this is what this is. I said high-level chess, but some would say high-level violence, man. They about to bring it to each other in that ring, man. So
that's an interesting point. That's an interesting point of shout out to Treese, right? The violence, because I think this fight is gonna check a lot of the boxes, right? I think it's gonna be a very tactical, cerebral fight, but I do think there is gonna be a point of violence in this fight, without a doubt, right?
Yeah, and to be fair, like I think that
for sure, and when we look at it like tactically or like boxing wise, you know, you see that Shocky employs like this pseudo Philly shell sometimes. You see Ford has like this weird bop like to him, you know, that like he kind of, you know, they both have their authentic, unique cadences. And Shocky, I think he has the edge on speed, but Ford has the edge on grit. You know, he has the edge on like punch variation. And so I just look at certain things like that, and I'm like, man, bro, this is super close. Like, I'm not mad at you if you bet the draw. I'm personally going with Ford. That's too much money on the table, like Reyes would say. So I'm taking that. But yeah, man, that's who I got going into this. Jersey too. I'm Brick City. He Camden.
Yeah,
but
you should lead with that. You should lead with that, guy. That's the first you should lead with that.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Reyes. You was in the middle, Bill. Go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna say, first of all, I really like Ty.
You talking to me?
I was saying I really like you.
Okay,
and your
I mean, I should have led with that, but you know, it's all smoke in that gym down in Houston. He had Africa there training with him. He had Core training with him. Wally in his ear, Coach Reg, giving him the lay of the land down there. Teray Stevenson. I love that. I love that dynamic between him and Teray, by the way. You know, despite the age. Like, screw the age, bro. Like, Teray tells him what it is despite being his peer. He's like, yo, if you down, you down on the cars. If you need to bite down, you need to bite down. Like, so I love that dynamic, you know, despite what it may look like on paper, age-wise, or, you know, just from like a regular fan synopsis. So super.
Yeah, I love that, man. See, Kai brought in some real stuff there. And what I was gonna say in terms of just the violence part is, I think for everybody who wants to rewatch Inoue versus Nakatani, watch it again. That was a very violent fight. It was tactical, like Clay's talking about with Shockey Foster and Ford, but it was violent tactical. And if you and again, man, look, how can it not be violent, Clay, when Nakatani's just did surgery this week on the broken orbital, bro? Like, don't be surprised if somebody's orbital bone gets broken this Saturday in Houston. I'm just saying.
For sure. I'm right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you, man. I think without a doubt, there's a maybe most people, matter of fact, might be seeing the violence and not seeing, and they might not be seeing the tactical. They might just be seeing the violence. Like, they might just be seeing it as, I guess, he could be back or something happened. But Lance Shepard, shout out, by the way, with $2, shouting out Houston, man. H-Sound, Houston, South Side in the building, man, for sure, man. Salute to Lance Shepard, man. Appreciate the love and the super chats, by the way. Man, it goes a long way. I really appreciate you guys. I've been stepping it up lately on that, man. And that makes a big difference, man, because I'm the boy. I would love to do this full time. So support the grind. If you like what you're seeing here, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all the above. But yeah, there is an aura of violence to this fight, right, Angel? There is a 100% aura of violence, but also we know what these guys bring to the table. They bring the IQ, right?
Right.
They bring that pedigree to the conversation, and that's going to play out. And depending on how that plays out, I think that's going to be the edge in this fight. It's not going to be the violence. Well, then you know what? Let me chill, because it might be the violence.
It might be violent, bro. It might be
the violence that
real.
makes a difference here.
Right.
Shout out to my guy, Coach Hector Bermudez in the building. Coach, where you at, man?
Coach.
Where you at right
now, Coach? You're with Rohan right now, right? Did he already finish? Not yet. No.
I'm in Rohan's in Puerto Rico. He fights Saturday. I don't even know. I'm in Belgium, and it's what time is it? I don't even know what time it is. It's going on 11 p.m.
Damn.
So,
now, who are you with in Belgium, Coach?
I'm with this kid that I've been training for a while. His name is Antoine Vanicure.
Okay.
And,
so are you gonna make it to Rohan in Puerto Rico? You gonna make it, right?
No, because he fights Saturday too.
Oh wow! So who gonna be in the corner of Rohan?
One of my assistants, Mark DeLuca, and I don't know if you know Big Rob. I know I know Ray is known, but Big Rob.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he should be good,
we're going
man.
into
Rohan's
the fight, man.
Rohan's gonna smash that dude.
That's what we got a tough.
That's why you ain't worried about. I was about to say the same thing, like, because I seen Rohan coaching that last fight you guys had. Rohan be doing a little training himself. He be doing a little coaching himself, huh?
Yeah, well, that's what happens in a gym like mine. I my method of teaching is for you to fully understand, all aspects of it, not just do what I say,
right?
And that's it, right? But you do it, and I love when they ask questions, and I just need them to understand, because one day they might be a trainer. And at the end of the day, that's how I know that's how I would rest at ease, knowing that I'm a great trainer. If I was to create a great trainer. That's how I know I will be good. I don't think I'm a great trainer right now until that happens. Until one of my understudies become great, then I know that I was really good at my craft.
I like that. I never thought about
I
that.
had plenty of world champions. I had plenty of world champions to say that and to argue with somebody. No, I'm a good trainer. But in my heart, the way I see the signs is that I need to create another great one. Not a fighter, but another trainer. Because sometimes there's great trainers out there that never train a world champion.
Yeah.
Right? Think about that. That doesn't mean you're a good trainer because you trained a world champion.
Right.
Teofimo father is a nut.
Right.
He got trainer of the year. There was 1 year, Reyes. There was 1 year that this man was the best trainer out of all the trainers.
That is crazy.
Someone said that this guy is the best trainer, and they used to call him someone creating a future or predict. Who was that?
Or Mystic Mac or something they called him, or some kind of like he could tell the future or something, like the predictor or something.
Yeah. There's a name, there's a character, or there's a name out there that the chat probably know. But
you talk about the Swami, Coach? Swami?
No, they used to call Teofimo's father Magam. No, it was a name that I don't know if it's Greek.
Is it Wagner?
Oh, and Nostradamus. Are you talking about Nostradamus?
Nostradamus,
yeah.
They used to call.
They were calling him what, Coach Stradamus or something stupid.
Yeah, they used to call him that because I don't know. They had their own reason. But listen, not to shit on him, but everyone. I only say that because everybody was laughing at him because of the instructions he was giving Teofimo in the last fight. But remember, that man was at one point in time the best trainer that walked this earth. So,
hey, man, the sunshine shines on a. You know the quote, Coach Hector. You know the coach. Hey, I was going to ask you about your guy actually. So you're in Belgium. I don't think the Zone picked that fight up, but the main event of that fight is Kevin Lerena versus Riyad Murray for the Bridgerweight title, Claymore, the 225-pound WBA Bridgerweight. They just creating reasons to make you pay a fee.
No, it's the WBC.
Oh, I thought it was the WBA. I think it's the WBA, Coach.
Who cares? Who cares?
No one cares. But you're actually there with the co-main event's pretty cool because Arlene Blankow, who I was with, she was with Bellator at one point. She's boxing someone, and then your guy, Antoine. I don't want to mess up his last name, but is it Vinacre?
I don't know, but I would say Vanicure, which is probably wrong too.
Yeah, he's 26 wins. He's only got the one loss, 140 pounds. He's fighting Jesus Correa. Seems like a pretty tough fight, Coach. How you feeling? With Antoine?
Yeah, well, that's why I'm here and not in Puerto Rico, which I would love to be in Puerto Rico. No disrespect to the women out here, but they're ugly out here.
So it's the weather, man. The lack of sun, right? I hear Germany is a very gloomy place. Like I heard the weather's I heard all that out there. UK is the same way as well, man.
No, it's terrible. It's like you be the most faithful man if you ever come out. Your wife don't have no problem.
Coach don't like armpit hair, Clay.
What is it? Unhand me. I'm a married man. Unhand me, woman. Violating me like that. Where the police at when you need them? I'll press charges on you, woman. Keep your damn hands. You keep your damn hands to yourself out here, man. No means no. Me too, bitch. Me too. But coach, talk to me, man. It's fight weekend. I'm dying to actually hear your picks on this one here as far as O'Shaquie Foster, Raymond Ford is concerned, and why. I think this fight is definitely is going to be a chess game, is what I'm picturing. Cerebral warfare at the highest level, and with a nice icing of violence over the cake, which I think is going to be who gets the mental edge in this fight. I'm leaning how I'm leaning, but where are you at on this fight at this point?
How we doing with the super chat?
How we doing? Nothing.
Yeah, we doing all right. I mean, we got 13 people
like
did it earlier, but it ain't like how it should be, Coach. It ain't like how it should be.
There's I come on here. I'm gonna give people wisdom. Listen. First of all, I'm riding on a very high horse right now because coming off of last weekend, I hit a 14-leg parlay. So if you ask me, was it a good stoppage? with the Usyk and Rico fight?
You're gonna say yeah. I'm sure you're gonna be like, that was a great stoppage.
Right. Best stoppage in boxing.
That was one about the best stoppages I haven't seen in my life. Right, Coach? That was one of the best stoppages.
And that's that was the last bet too.
Right.
And when you
needed
like
it.
that,
You needed it.
You
to hit
hitting all those parlays, and it's like you could cash out at any time.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I got all the faith in the world that this is gonna be a stoppage. Halfway through the fight. Hey, let me tell you this too. There's this crazy how I felt after that knockout. And I felt the same, but before the knockout came, I'm sitting watching this fight, and I'm like, I'm the dumbest motherfucker in the world. I could have cashed out a long time ago. Now the cash out is not even an option.
Right.
But I felt like this before. And sometimes I do stupid things. I bet a lot of money just to win a little bit because I know that I'm going to win. Right? And there was one time I was on the couch and I felt the same way. I was like, oh my God, I'm such a fucking idiot. I can't believe I bet on this guy. And it was O'Shaquie Foster when he fought down in Mexico. Who did he fight, Reyes, in Mexico?
Eduardo Hernandez.
Oh, yeah. Was it? Okay.
So remember O'Shaquie coming off Vargas fight? He looked sensational. And I'm like, there's no way in hell he would lose to this guy. So I bet too much money to win just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember how that fight was going, oh my God, I was on the couch like, oh man.
I know your stomach was turning. You was like, this dude.
Idiot. I'm like, oh my, I'm not gonna tell anybody I bet this. Ever. And guess what happened? He came through like Usyk came through and knocked the boy out. Boy, that's only 2 times I jumped off my couch and was like, celebrate.
With a 14-legger, this has to be the one though. That had to be the
Because
you almost had that slip through your hands. You was like, damn, one fight away from 14-leg, and this dude gonna play with me.
I learned that I don't bet heavy no more. Like, even though I won that O'Shaquie fight, but that fight taught me, like, yo, don't be crazy. You doing this for fun.
You know what's hilarious that you're saying that, Coach? What's hilarious is that I was just talking about Raymond Ford and that Komatov fight, right? And how Raymond Ford had that situation where he's able to pull it out in the 12th round, right? He's able to pull it out, get that championship. And very similar to your experience, you walked away on the back end of your biggest victory, your 14-leg parlay, and you walked away saying, I'm not doing this no more. You didn't walk away saying, I'm the guy, I'm going to be doing Ford. How do you think Raymond Ford should have walked away from that fight? Does Raymond Ford walk away from that fight and say, I got this little victory, I got a title, but never again. I cannot allow this to happen to me again? Or did he just walk away from that fight and lose out on what I believe is maybe the biggest lesson he could have got? The biggest victory would have been those 11 rounds of what the hell were you doing, that you were able to make it out, pull out a championship. And now as a trainer, you get to be like, we made it, but we ain't celebrating this too much, bro. we can't never have that happen again. What do you think about that?
I can't see nobody here.
Oh, my bad. I'll pull you down. I had you on the big screen.
Oh.
There you go. We're all here. We're all here, Coach.
Yeah, so ask me again the last part. What?
So I'm saying, and this in reference to learning, right? Evolution, right?
You have me up here again. I read lips.
Right. Okay. My bad. This one is about evolution, right? It's about learning. It's about the questions that O'Shaquie Foster asked Raymond Ford. He said to Raymond Ford, okay, look, I've had my moments in the ring. I've taken ownership of when I looked bad, when I fought bums and I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And I didn't, I have my, what are your excuses and why did you look the way you did in your moments? And Raymond Ford never provided the answers, right? He didn't sound like he took ownership of those losses. And that's what O'Shaquie's kind of pointing out as far as the separation, right? This is what makes me the champ and who I am, a veteran in comparison to you. This is what makes you young. You think you're still out here defending shortcomings. And you haven't shown me evidence that you've taken ownership of these moments. And this is the signs of maturity that I have not seen from you. And I'm going to test it on Saturday. I don't think you've learned. I don't think you've elevated. I don't think you've truly, you know what I'm saying, matured as a fighter the way you should have, because I think you have a hard time dealing with accountability. What do you think about that?
That's a interesting take, and it's a really, really good one. And it's a hell of a question, because there's different aspects I could take with that, especially the experience that we seen O'Shaquie get better right before our eyes. He wasn't like if you want to sign somebody, you wouldn't sign O'Shaquie like early on, thinking that he's going to be this, this superstar of a world champion. But he turned into it. Why did he have the ability to turn into it? Sometimes we have to, as good fighters, they make it up as they go along. Mayweather did it. Muhammad Ali did it. They just make up shit. Muhammad Ali fought with his hands down, never hardly ever threw a body shot. He just won, right? O'Shaquie Foster started coming around because he was edging people out, barely almost lost in Mexico, like I said. The Abraham Nova fight, I was actually in Abraham Nova corner when they fought. He had a broken bicep, terrible weight cut. But before the Conceição lost, they come back to beat Conceição. All of that is not only life experience, but it's boxing experience. Life experience in a way, because you got to get your life together with your nutritionist and all this. Let's get this shit together, because this shit counts, right? Especially down the stretch, you had a bad weight cut, bad hydration, and now you find yourself. Hold
on a second, my guy, Omari Jones in the building. Omari. Yo, Omari, I'm gonna put the link out there. If you feel like coming up, you can come up. I know you in training. You right. I mean, you in the last week, you chilling. So, but I'm gonna throw that link out there real quick, man. That'd be great if you come up here to have Coach Hector Bermudez and Omari. What crazy.
What is that? I get them confused.
I might hop off. Let the celebrities get their time, man. So y'all, I don't know if Banger gonna come up.
No, he might. He says see y'all in a few. I don't know, because I know he's getting ready, so he might not come up. He's at the press conference right now. I got you, Omari. We were just talking about Omari. My bad, Coach. Please, I hope I didn't throw you off too much.
But is that the one from Florida? Or is that the one
from Florida? He's fighting on Saturday. He's fighting on Saturday.
Good kid. So life experience, boxing experience got him. But a lot of people don't get lucky like that. A lot of people don't just lose and get a rematch and get the title back. Like, a lot of people just don't get lucky like that. And in boxing, you have to have a little bit of luck along with your skills. Man, that was interesting what you said, because that is actually, you're so spot on, where I don't even know where you get this view from. That's an awesome view. Where he didn't, this guy, Raymond Ford, he seemed a little too hood. And I don't want to say immature, but just a little bit too rough around the edges where actual professionalism would be questioned. But he still dotted his I's and crossed his T's because he got a YouTube channel out there. We see him train hard. He brought his old trainer back, the guy with the messed up stuff in back of his head, which is an awesome trainer from Jersey. I forget his name. Good brother. He I see he's back in his corner, so it's not just the eye of like
Of
a
that young
primitive
bull.
eye or the young guy,
Right.
which is
Okay.
he could be a phenom too, not take nothing away from him. Because sometimes people need a trainer just to hold their hand. I had my first world champion when I was like 22 years old.
Wow.
Did I know what I know now? No. But sometimes responsibility, just you being responsible makes you a good trainer. And this is why Teofimo Father is a good trainer. Because early on, he's the one who took him to the sparring session. He took him to all the tournaments. He was responsible for his son to take him there. This is why all fathers are great trainers to their son, because they're responsible and they feel responsible for, if they're not doing good or they're not doing the right thing. And forget if their boxing IQ is not high. But sometimes someone's boxing IQ is, they know everything, but they lack the discipline of being in the gym every day. Right? And these fathers do that. They, shout out to Teofimo's father for being there from day one, right? Danny Garcia's father from, being there for day one, Brian Norman Jr. And then they might not train anyone else or be good to someone else, but they was good for that one fighter. And so I don't want to be long-winded, Clay, but I would say that that was a hell of an eye for you to catch that. And yeah, there is. I feel it. I don't know why, but I'm sorry to say that I feel that there's a little lack of professionalism. I might be wrong. Hopefully, I am. And, for their sake, that he left his trainer the first time. He brought somebody in. Then he brought somebody else in. Now he got the young blood, and he bringing his other coach in. And I still think he's a phenom too. I think he's a good fighter. He's a real good fighter. But I'll get into. I need a super chat or something to get into who wins or who don't. I can't just be talking up here.
No, look, I don't know if you're gonna get a super chat, so don't give the win, but give the intangibles. What are you looking at in this fight as far as what you're looking at in a fight, and what are you looking to see from Raymond Ford? What are you looking to see from O'Shaquie Foster in this fight? You know what I mean?
O'Shaquie sharp. He's we know that he's slick. Hell of a counter puncher. That pull. I call it a pull backhand or shoulder roll. He got that down pat. You shoot your backhand, you might pay for it. So he's slick, super slick. Sometimes good and sometimes bad is his patience. Patient fighter. Sometimes it gets him in trouble when he's not busy enough. But if nowadays he's being patient to get reads, that's awesome. A little awkward in him, in how he fights too. And I just think that's him learning on the job. Sometimes us trainers are too fundamentally sound and be like, you got to do it like this, you got to do it like that. But when you're learning from experience, you learn what works and what don't work. So don't tell me to be turning on my right hand when I know I've been doing this for a while and I got rounds after rounds in live action doing it this way. And he definitely know how to make his opponent miss. And I seen it pay. I seen it firsthand when he did it with Nova. Even with a fucked up bicep, he was able to make Nova miss and pay. I would say Raymond Ford, when he fought Nova, he was super sharp, explosive. He got that hungry energy, right? He got that hungry energy where you know, I don't think it's. I think it's for the moment, not just to become a world champion. So he's like super hungry for the moment. His coaches too. So sometimes when you got a young coach, he's there 24/7 on your back. You know, hopefully, you know.
Right.
So I think if Ford starts fast and make that patient be a liability for Foster, Ford starts out fast and makes Foster uncomfortable. I think, especially early, you know, we got a real fight. But if Foster gets
I agree.
to slow it down and gets his read and read his rhythm and turn it into a chess match, I think Foster he'll separate himself.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I agree, man. I'm leaning towards Foster to win this fight. But I'm looking forward to see Raymond Ford. I would love for Raymond Ford to completely upset my pick. I think he has a lot of potential, but without a doubt, he's rough. And I don't like.
So
I didn't like
why that, Clay? Why would you want Ford to win?
To win because I like Ford. I like him as a boxer, as a fighter. I think he has the attributes, but mentally he has to conquer that. He has to leave that street hood shit, like that little face off. This face off right here. And by the way, I'm gonna play this while you're up here, and I want you to take a look at this and tell me what you're reading from this. This is not that long, but let's just watch it again. I've been playing it all day, but just watch it and tell me what you're reading here.
You getting break your shit. Yeah, I'm gonna break your shit. Hey, what? Man, good, nigga. Man, good. Stop bumping me, bro. Don't get the touch of me, none of that. Don't touch me, dude. Tell it, don't touch me, G. You doing too much shit. I'll break your shit. Don't touch me. Don't touch me, G. Y'all talking crazy, boy. I'm mad. I need a pussy. I need a pussy. Why you gonna get knocked out walking up? Watch out, boy. No, ass boy, I will beat you the fuck up, nigga. That my man's face when we take it. What you looking scared for? Hey, yo, kid, come here, kid. What you scared for, man? Why you looking so scared for, man? Talking about my man saying bitch and all that. Watch what I do to him. Niggas not on Watch what I do to him.
What are you pulling from that, Coach? When you see that situation,
the spirit get irritated. And a lot of times it comes from not just only being drained from a weight cut. You're so irritated when you're down to your last couple pounds, you're hungry, you're thirsty, you haven't eaten, and anything's that's when you have to be careful at those press conferences because you're not at your right mind right now. You're hungry, you've been cutting weight. I could see Ford covered up. You don't want to get. You don't want. You know, your immune system could take a hit because your calories is low, so you can get sick at any moment. So he's covered up. I could tell in their voices that they're getting dehydrated. So they're emotional and little things will feel
like
bigger than what it is, right? And they just get irritated. Yeah,
right,
so
right,
I would be careful with them. You know, I don't know, and also, man,
You want him to wait before cool down?
to weigh in. Yeah, no, tell him cool down. Don't worry about the weight. He's not on weight yet. I'm in the middle of a weight cut.
So we can come here and chill a little bit.
Yeah, cool his body off a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm in the middle of a weight cut here.
No doubt. We appreciate we appreciate the backstage access, man. You know what I'm saying? That you would even hit the link while you're preparing. You know what I'm saying? While you're getting, we always. I know that you're such a busy trainer.
I can't get rid of somebody. This guy follows me everywhere. Look at this guy. He follows me everywhere. This guy here.
Yo, Scoop, what's good? Scoop?
What's up, Scoob? How you liking Belgium, Scoob?
It's my second home.
No
Okay.
doubt, no doubt.
All
Oh,
right.
you like?
Yeah,
Hey, well,
yeah.
coach say he don't like the ladies out there. He feel like the selection is
Hey,
not
look,
that good. What you
by
think
far
about it?
the ugliest woman in the world.
Live in Belgium.
Live in Belgium.
I hear you, Scoop. No doubt, Scoop, for sure. Oh my
Hey,
God.
Coach, is Scoob someone that you're helping facilitate learning how to coach while he's waiting for what's next?
No. He came out here to anytime we get a chance to spar or do something different with other fighters. Some people from France came here. You got a chance to spar with some people. People yelled at. They was yelling in French. He didn't know what they was talking about.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Get yourself, try to feel comfortable being uncomfortable.
1 second. Let me bring it full circle real quick here. So yeah, I appreciate the perspective though, Coach. As far as I didn't even think about that. As far as like the way he was dressed, he was probably hot there in Houston, but he doesn't want to get a cold draft. He doesn't want to get sick. You know what I'm saying? So he's a little uncomfortable. He's a little irritable. I do feel like O'Shaquie was in his head a little bit. I feel like a lot of that carried over from the first press conference. It seems like Raymond's not able to let go of things. He still carries things with him. He has that pettiness in him that I hope doesn't bleed into what he does inside the ring. You know, when you think about Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, Teofimo played all the mind games. He said the weirdest stuff. He was wilding out. He was just being a pain in the ass. He was irritating me. But Shakur, what makes Shakur who he is his ability to separate that. When he got in that ring, he dialed in focus and put on that masterclass and didn't even take into consideration none of the racist jokes, none of the pause moments, none of the I'm going to stand over. Tio tried to stand on the other side of the stage. Shakur broke. You remember how that whole situation was. Tio tried to make it as awkward as possible, but Shakur, being a true champion, was able to separate that. I'm hoping to see that Raymond Ford. I'm hoping that he's able to separate all of that. If Shakur rubbed off on him in any kind of way, I hope that he rubbed off on him in temperament, poise, and ability to be the biggest professional inside those ropes. Shout out Akeem. What's good with you, family? Akeem, you there? It looks like you froze up a little bit. You there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
What's good, brother? What's good? Yeah, I hear you, brother. What's good? What's on your mind, King?
Peace to everybody. Guidance and blessings, man. Real quick.
Sir.
The O'Shaquie and Ford situation, man. I look at it like the first time I saw Ford fight a few times, he just got this he got this look like, yeah, my man's is on and he put me on. You know what I mean? It's like when I look at O'Shaquie, it's like a man that built character during conflict and controversy when I watch his fights. But with Ford, it's like comfort and convenience being on the side with Shakur and them. Like he got a little talent, kid, got a little moxie, but I don't think O'Shaquie is the one for him, bro. I think he's a better boxer, and like you guys were saying, with the experience that he gained, like they fighting for different motives. Like Ford looks like he wants some attention, and O'Shaquie is like, bro, I'm laying down my respect, and it's not you, it's your man's. Go call your dad because I'm not dealing with the kids. But since your dad want to throw you out there and be a crash dummy, all right, I got to discipline you first. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, and it looks like
But
Raymond Ford is drinking the Kool-Aid. Yeah, it looks like,
He's
I think
drinking
more
that
importantly,
drink,
it looks like he's drinking the Kool-Aid. Like whether O'Shaquie, whether it's true or not true, as far as what O'Shaquie feels, Raymond seems to be drinking the Kool-Aid. He seems to be really feeling it on a personal level. And I'm wondering if, and that was another question I put up here, and I love Coach to tap into this as well, as far as, is Shakur Stevenson an asset to Raymond Ford in this fight or a distraction? Is he providing what Terrence provides to Shakur, where Shakur finds strength in that? He doesn't care if somebody says, that's my big brother, or you in his shadow, you trying to be like Terrence, or he doesn't care. He's like, yeah, okay, the greatest fighter in the world. Yeah, I'm trying to be like the
That's
best
what I
fighter in the
was
world.
saying in the chat. I was saying that earlier in the chat. It was like when we saw Bud vouch for Shakur, like, forget backing him. I'm right beside him. Like, this is my guy. I'm telling you. But Shakur looked like he's throwing Ford out there. Like, yo, fight him. Fight my young boy. Yeah, go ahead. You
The
know what I'm
sport.
saying?
I never even thought of it like that.
Yeah, that's how I see it. Like, when Bud was advocating for Shakur, it was like, yo, listen, this is my guy right here. I'm beside him. Forget backing him. I'm beside him. With Shakur for Ford, it's like, yo, go fight my young boy, man. I ain't there. Because it's not even a guaranteed. It's not even a guarantee. Like, yo, you beat Ford, you get me next. That's not a guaranteed. He just threw him out there like a crash dummy. Like, yo, yeah, take him.
Wow. Coach, what do you think about Shakur Stevenson's presence in this whole equation? You know, Shaqty Foster's using Shakur as motivation, right? He's like, I'm going to beat your boy up so I can get to you. Whether, you know, like Akeem said, he might not even get him, but O'Shaq is using it that way. And maybe somebody can make an argument that O'Shaqty Foster is looking past Ford, and that's not a good thing, right? Like, he needs to be focused on Ford, and you're looking at Shakur, that could be a bad thing as well. But on the other side of the conversation as well, you've got Raymond Ford, who doesn't want to be in the shadow of Shakur Stevenson. It seems to get under his skin when O'Shaqty brings up these scenarios of him being the young boy to Shakur, and you know, and he feels, without a doubt, I'm feeling when I see Raymond Ford, he feels looked over, and it seems to be getting under his skin, which he could be using as well as fire to be the best version of himself that he's ever been in that ring. But overall, I don't think any of us can deny that Shakur Stevenson is overshadowing this event, right? One way or the other. The question is he a distraction for Raymond Ford, or is he an asset? Is it a positive thing for Shakur Stevenson to be involved in the equation, or could this be hurting Raymond Ford? And vice versa on the other side as well. What do you think about that?
Well, quick note. Somebody sent in a super chat.
So, right. HLD, shout out to HLD said Raymond is still hood because he's not been domesticated. He's a savage. He's not on no tea time, and the new WBC World Super Featherweight Champion. Okay. Well, I mean, I think clearly HLD is backing Raymond Ford on this one. He believes Raymond Ford is going to take this one. But what do you think about Shakur's press? Shout out to you, HLD. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the love. What do you think about Shakur Stevenson?
And right before that, I would say that I would give my man a take. The smartest look to me on this fight is, you know, you can't be emotional. If you're trying to bet something and you're trying to win, the best bet to me, because of both guys are skilled, they both composed, they both Raymond was a world champion. This guy's a world champion. I think the best bet is to bet the over. I don't see a knockout happening in this fight. So I would think that's the best bet. So I think now Shakur being in Shakur, probably one of the greatest Puerto Rican fighters.
That's right, Coach.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
It's Tito Trinidad, Wilfredo Gomez, Wilfredo Benitez, right? Gomez.
He's up there. You know, he's up there. His father was Puerto Rican. You know, so we claiming him.
Easy. I already seen it. You're not the first one. I already know. Shakur. And look, you what your daddy say you are, and his daddy Puerto Rican. Your daddy Puerto Rican, you Puerto Rican, boy. That's how it goes. It always goes to the daddy. The daddy's always
Coach,
the one.
It's totally fair to do that. Like in every sport right now, Coach, NFL, NBA, I do the same thing. I'm like, that dude's mama's Filipino, bro. That's a Filipino player. I ain't no black player. That's a Filipino player.
Now to have somebody like Shakur around, I think he's been there. He's been in these big fights. To have a friend standing next to you that's that elite, that have that level of vision and that level of IQ, and he definitely understands how to win rounds. without you see Shakur always winning rounds without wasting a lot of energy. Yeah, so man, I think it's awesome. I think it brings a level of I would assume so. I will assume this because when you have someone that's hood, they don't give a fuck about none of that. But I think that he's such a guy that's on a high level that Raymond would have to respect it. You know, and I think if Raymond respected, I think it's going to be awesome. You know, not to, you know, it's also for him because he's not worrying about too much emotions, where he got straight intelligence giving him the answers. So to me, Shakur being around Ford, I think that's a weapon. Sometimes, especially in camp, I see them sparring together. I think Shakur is better than Oshaki. So if you're winning some moments on Shakur, you got to go in there feeling confident. So I think he's valuable to Ford.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead, Clay. I was just going to say all the points I was making earlier. It's coming out.
I'll say it real fast and just say that it can go either way for me. I think Shakur should be an asset. Shakur should be a weapon because he brings all that experience. But I also believe if Raymond Ford isn't processing it right, if he's taking it the wrong way, if he doesn't use it, it could be used against him. I'll say like that, right?
Hey, Clay, what does it mean by when you say if he's taking it the wrong way?
In other words, if Oshaki Foster is able to manipulate the way Ford is looking at, like, let's say the way Oshaki's talking has Raymond Ford feeling like, I don't need Shakur. Let's say he flips it on him and Shakur sit on the side. Let me do this. I gotta prove something. If Oshaki convinces him to push Shakur away because he doesn't want Shakur to take his light, it could work against him. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? But if he's mentally strong and tough and secure, like how Shakur is when it comes to Terrence, right? When people try to say stuff about Terrence, Shakur's like, yeah, bro, all day. He's in my corner. I'm listening for him. My granddad's talking to me, but I'm looking over to see what he got. He's embracing. He's taking that all in. He doesn't care, right? The way Ford is acting every single time Shakur's brought up, he loses his shit. He does not like it. He is uncomfortable with this whole my daddy shit and my big brother shit and I'm a crash dummy shit and all these different, I'm a stepping stone shit and all that. He hates it to the max when Oshaki taps into that. And Oshaki's been doubling down on that ever since he's seen him react to that. So I don't know how that's affected the dynamic in the camp.
Oshaki's been getting real good at jousting with words, and he wasn't that good at one point, but he's getting really good.
Oh, yeah, he playing the games. Look at Big Boss says, I won't be surprised if Shakur isn't even there Saturday. Shakur gonna be there Saturday. That's a fact. I'll tell you what, though. If I don't see Shakur, I want to see Shakur walk Raymond Ford out. I want to see him within the same way. If I don't see Shakur walking him out, it's gonna raise an eyebrow for me because I think that's where Shakur should be. I think he should be there as a distraction to Oshaki, right? Like he should be in that ring, walking, looking across the ring, laughing at him the same way Terrence was looking at Teofimo. Why? Because Teofimo kept calling Terrence out, kept making it weird, making it all about him fighting him, and Terrence made sure he was in that ring with his little brother Shakur Stevenson, and he rubbed it in at the end. If Shakur is able, I'm going to feel like if Shakur's not doing that, he's not doing that because Raymond doesn't want him to do that. Does that make sense? I'm going to feel if Shakur's not in that ring, it's going to be because Raymond said chill. And if Raymond said chill, I'm going to raise the rock eyebrow on him.
Yeah, that's a good take.
You know what I mean? But we'll see. It's a lot of interesting. I'm stupid like that. Some people would say like, Clay looking at everything. I do. I look at the intangibles, especially in the competitive fights. in the fights that I think are going to be competitive, I look for the intangibles. I look for the edge. I'm looking at Raymond Ford at the thing that's why I played this face off over and over again, because I am looking too deep into it. I know a lot of people say it doesn't mean nothing. It might not mean nothing, but then again, right? But then again, you never know. You never know.
Start chasing with the
H-Town with the $5.
H-Town says, I don't think so. Corbin beating all these dudes' asses for years. It's well known. Only person that challenges Core is Bud, and Bud says it's difficult. What do you mean you don't think so? I don't think so. Core been beating all these dudes' asses for years. It's well known.
Hey,
only
H-Town, are you going to the fight?
Core. Only person that challenges Core is Bud, and Bud says it's difficult. I appreciate the $5. Thank you. H-Town, what are you
going to the fight? Are you going to the fight, H-Town? Pull up on the link, bro. Are you going to the fight?
They respect Core, the youngest. Yeah, I know they respect Shakur. I really do understand that. I'm not saying that there's a lack of respect there. I'm saying if you're not mentally strong in a situation like that, like for example, I'll give you an example outside of that. Gervonta Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather. One of the things I always gave Gervonta Tank Davis respect for is no matter how much Floyd Mayweather overshadowed him, took over on the press conferences, took over on the interviews, he never pushed Floyd away. He always embraced what Floyd had to offer him. And I always said that was one of the mentally tough things about Tank that I respected, was his ability to deal with an ego, an overshadowing presence like Floyd Mayweather, but never, ever look away. When Floyd said something during the fight, he looked at what? He knew there was game there, and he wasn't going to let nobody trick him out of the game that was there for him to use in the fight. He never pushed him away. Now, maybe after they broke up, after he went his own way, maybe he got a little weird around that time, but during the relationship, during the money team time of Gervonta Tank Davis, you seen sometime he was uncomfortable. When Floyd would take over and be like, yo, I got this, champ, he wouldn't be like, let me talk. He let him talk. He played his position. He stayed humble and didn't let his ego get the best of him. The same thing I'm saying for Raymond Ford. If O'Shaquie is pushing the buttons right now, like the only reason you are here is because your brother, man. Nobody even seen you like that. You haven't even done nothing in your career. The only reason you here is because you a stepping stone. You only here because I want your big brother. I'm whooping your ass. You shouldn't even be here. You should be blessed. All these things that have got him like, what? Look how he reacts. What? But hey, ain't got nothing to do with Shakur. Stop bringing up. Why you keep bringing up Shakur? It's me and you up here. Shakur ain't even up here. All that energy is like, I want to see how it plays out. And like I said, if I don't see him the way I think I should be seeing him Saturday, it's gonna make me wonder what's going on over there, man. You know what I mean? That's all I can say. I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? Once again, I can 100% be looking way too deep into this. Trust me, I know. That's a fact. That's a fact. I might, matter of fact, I'm probably looking too. How about that? I'm probably looking too deep into it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? H-Town, what's good with you, family?
Yo, what's up? What's going on, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me hold up. Oh, yo, mic check.
What's good with you? You good, man? You clear?
Yeah, no, man. I don't think these guys have a problem with Shakur or they feel any type of way. I mean, it's been well documented that he's been the leader of the pack with all them young guys, and Shakur's been known to invite the young ones in, kind of put them in their place early. You know, he's established himself as the leader of that little group, and hey, man, I mean, they fell in line. It is what it is, you know. Sometimes the big dog's the big dog, even though everybody else thinks he's a guy that can't punch, he's trash. All these young boxers got the utmost respect for him. And if you ever see the training camp videos with it's him and Bud and all the young ones together, the only guy that all of them praise higher than Shakur is Bud. It's like a hierarchy. It's Bud, Core, then the rest of them. You know? It's just they got like a little militia going on over there, and they're preaching boxing, they're preaching the sweet science, and they've all fallen in line. I mean, I don't think anything. It's I don't think it's a downfall to them because I mean none of them are ever planning to fight Shakur. Maybe to the fans it's a downfall, but them as fighters they see themselves bringing each other up and making money. You know, and the more Core pushes Ford and says, "Hey, Ford's the guy, he's the guy," then more people start giving him praise. Just how Bud pushes Shakur, saying he's the guy, and they're just bringing each other up. You know, they don't have the crab in the bucket mentality. They got I go up, I bring you up mentality. Which for boxing, some people see that as wrong because they want you to all fight amongst each other. But hey. Who are we to tell them what to do?
Let me ask you something, H-Sound. I'm going to ask you this question. I don't want to lead you into. I just want to ask you it straight up because I'm long-winded. I have a bad habit of leading people. Where should Shakur be Saturday?
Oh, he's going to be at the fight. He's going to be at the fight.
In what capacity, though? In the front row? Will he be in the locker room? Will he be walking him to the ring? Will he be in the ring? What capacity?
I think he's going to be doing the same thing that Bud does. Be in the front row and yelling instructions the way Bud does to him. I'm telling you, they got a little system they got going on.
Do you think Bud walks out with Shakur?
Maybe he might walk out with Ford.
But Bud is in the ring with Shakur.
No, I mean he gets out the ring. He goes sits on the front row, bro. He'll get in there after the fight.
H-Sound. Of course, he gets out the ring. H-Sound. Of course, walk with me here. I'll just need you to walk with me here, right? Of course, he walks out the ring. I'm saying Bud walks into. He's in the ring, and when it's time for him to get out the ring, he gets out the ring. But what I'm saying is, Bud's presence is felt throughout the evening when Shakur's fighting. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure Shakur's planning to do the same thing because this is how they're trying to throw the opponent off their game. It's a mental thing, man.
Okay.
I mean,
right. One step at a time. I hear you, right? I just want you to walk with me here, right? Don't run, walk with me. Okay, fine. That being said, is it fair to say you are anticipating Shakur's presence being felt with Raymond Ford in that fight? Is that fair?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay, wait. So if you don't feel Shakur's presence in that fight, how would you feel about that, and what does that mean to you?
If I was in the ring, I would feel like my man set me up.
No. I'm not talking about Raymond Ford. I'm talking about you as a spectator trying to assess what you're seeing, not Raymond Ford, because Raymond Ford might be right on board with everything. He might be like, I don't want you here. We don't know why Shakur's not there as far as if he isn't there from Raymond Ford's perspective. We don't even need to dive into that. I'm saying H-Town is sitting in his crib watching this pay-per-view. He sees Raymond Ford walking down to the ring, and he goes, oh, I don't see Shakur. Okay. I don't see Shakur. Oh, okay. That's kind of crazy. I thought I would have seen Shakur. All right. Then you see him in the ring, and you see a bunch of people standing in the ring, but you don't see Shakur there. As a spectator, knowing what you know and watching boxing and your expectations being in place of what you expect, what do you believe for yourself in that moment? What are you reading it as?
I would say, hey, man, what the hell? What did he do? Abandon him? He had something important to do tonight? You know, because, I mean, they're a team.
Bottom line is it would be weird for you. It would be not the right look for you. It would be off-putting, right? You'd be like, what the hell? You'd be questioning. You'd be thinking about it a little bit, right? Maybe you might say something like, what the hell was Shakur, right?
I mean, of course, because they've been around for smaller fights. Why wouldn't they be around for the bigger fights?
Let's go. That's all I'm saying. So I expect to see, I'm just like you, by the way. I'm expecting to see Shakur in this fight. I'm expecting to see him on the ringside, calling, like you said, just like Terrence. I'm expecting to see him. If he doesn't walk him to the ring, I'm expecting to see him in the ring. I'm expecting to see him in the locker room. I'm expecting to see Shakur with Raymond Ford.
Yeah, I'm expecting the same thing. What about you, Coach?
You
gotta go.
I'm gonna get up out of here. Peace to the builders out there. Peace to the builders in the chat. Peace to everyone moving with purpose. Today's the 28th. That's 2 and 8. Some people know that as wisdom and build and destroy.
That's right.
So the mathematics is simple. Have enough wisdom to build what's real and enough discipline to destroy what is false. And that applies to boxing, life, and everything we talked about tonight. In boxing, you got to build your game. You got to build your discipline. You have to build your mind, but you also got to destroy bad habits. You got to destroy fear. You got to destroy confusion. Destroy the lies people tell themselves when they don't want to see the truth.
Complacency,
right? Foster and Ford is one of them fights where the little things matter: patience, timing, IQ, adjustments. That's the difference between just fighting and understanding the fight. Because in life and in boxing, everybody just do this. They could do this. They could throw punches, but not everybody can build something while them motherfuckers' punches is coming back at them. They can't build something under pressure. So listen, salute to Claymore Rain. Salute to everybody that came on this panel, H-Town. Salute to the chat. Keep building what's real and keep destroying what's false, and keep enough wisdom in your corner to know the difference. Peace.
Coach.
Peace, Coach. Peace.
Coach I think that's one of the best ones I heard Coach say, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought that was one of the best ones, man. That wisdom, that build and destroy. Wow, bro. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about, man. It's having the strength, that discipline to destroy the complacency, to destroy the things that make you undisciplined, but the wisdom to keep and build what's real. That's what separates the lions from the hyenas, right? Like that's the difference right there between the regal leadership of a king and, you know what I mean, the jealous nature of everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's what separates the strong from the weak, is the ability to do that. Having that ability to do that is what puts you in position. Coach be dropping that shit, man. I get deep. I get into those deep thoughts, man. You know what I mean?
Let me bring that back to boxing. We all know lions. They hunt in strategy and in a pack. And this weekend, that's what Shakur and them are doing. They're hunting in a pack. You got one lion out in the audience distracting the wildebeest in there, you know, while their lions in the ring trying to capitalize. And that's what they're doing. You know, those guys are a pack and they work together. And they work together almost every fight they've been in, you know, since they became the little Avengers, as the people like to call them. But I mean, this is going to be a very difficult fight for Oshaki, even though I got Oshaki winning because he's the more skilled fighter in my eyes. But I mean, I won't surprise if there's a little fist fight in the audience, distractions, cousins and them getting into shit. You know, they're coming to the back, or man, your cousin just got into it with so and so or so and so. You know, I wouldn't be surprised, man. These are the games they play in these fights, man. They're trying to get him off his square because they know. I think they know that Ford don't got enough for him. They got to get him mentally. They got to get him off there. You know, because we all saw. I mean, Ball is not Oshaki, and people are gonna say he was weight drained, but I mean, I think even a weight drained Ford should have beat a Nick Ball. You know, I just do. I just think that
H man, without a doubt, the strength of Raymond Ford is his team. The strength of Shakur is his team. The strength of Keyshawn is his team. The strength of all those guys is each other, and when they dial into that energy, they are a very difficult math problem to solve. But if Raymond Ford strays away from his biggest asset he has, if he allows Oshaki Foster to trick him out of the biggest weapon he brings to the table, which is not his two fists, it is not his grit and his dog. No, it's the fact that you have one of the best pound for pound teams in boxing today. That gym is one of the best gyms in the game. Second to none, and maybe competitive to a Robert Garcia gym, right? A Robert Garcia gym is also another gym where it's just nothing but hyenas and lions and tigers and bear, oh my, in that gym, right? And you can't help, you see why Bam Rodriguez comes out of there. You see why Raymond Morataya comes out of there. You see why Virgil Ortiz comes out of there. The gym is diabolical. But that Newark connection over there is slept on. It's one of the most elite teams in the game, and I would hope that Raymond Ford doesn't do himself the biggest disservice and allow Shaqy Foster to get in his head enough to where he's saying, I want you to sit this out. I want to show and prove that I'm somebody and that it don't got nothing to do with you. It'll be the biggest mistake and the biggest regret he'll have. Guys, it's that time for me. I got to get ready. You know me, I'm a night shift dude. I appreciate the conversation. The boxing talk was great today. We did a great job, Angelo. We gave you guys all the angles. I mean, listen, man, Playback Gang is going to love this segment right here. This was a very fire segment. Coach Hector Bermudez came up with the sweet science, closed out like he normally does, man. We had Omari Jones pop up in the chat. He's over there right now in about 10 minutes, I believe 15 minutes. The press conference is going to be kicking off for Shaqy Foster and Raymond Ford. Shout out to Omari Jones, man. We looking for you, fam. You know what I mean? You know, we're big supporters here of Omari Jones. I'm looking forward to see what he's able to put together with this fight. I think he has an opponent that's going to do the job, and the job is allow
get knocked
Omari
out.
To go, allow Omari to go in his bag. Allow Omari to have a great moment against a fighter who's going to be aggressive, who comes in with a high knockout ratio, undefeated. He's going to put another undefeated fighter on his record. And continue to build. He's an 8-rounder. Before you know it, he'll be a 10-rounder. And, you know, we got to see. I talked to Omari before, and he's still in the air. Is it going to be 147, champ? Is it going to be 154? He's floating.
He's still deciding. He's still
anywhere he wants to go. You know what I mean? So this fight right here will be 152. So, you know.
And that's okay.
As far as the record show, this is a super welterweight fight, right? This is not, you're above a welterweight fight. So I think I like him at 154, but I get it. 147, I get it, bro.
Hey, man, if there's a big fight for Omari at 147, he should go there. What I want to say is that if you're listening still, or if you're in the press con, I want to see some karate moves, man. Some in and outs.
Keep your feet on the ground, bro. Keep your eyes.
No, I'm talking about the hands, man. I'm not talking about the feet. I'm talking about the hands.
Hey, all right, fellas. Hey, I'm out, Clay. I'm out, Reyes, dog. I got to pick up my little boy. Hey, man. Hey, we'll see, man. Great fight this weekend, man.
Yes, sir. All right, H-Man. Peace. Hey, Khalid, we on our way out the door, but I see you in the back, man. I love your takes, man. So go ahead, man. Go ahead and cook. Let me hear. What's going with you, man?
Yo, I think I gotta hop out real quick because I don't really hear y'all, so I'm gonna hop out and hop back in.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was cool that Stock Chaser came up. That was cool. I think Akeem came up. That was cool. I didn't see Treese today. You traitor.
Treese is resting. He got to go to sleep. He got to go to work tonight. Treese is a third shift guy. He gonna pop up on the third shift and do his thing. Hold on a second here. I think we got him here. What's good, Khalid? What's good, family? How you, King? Ooh, you there? You hear me? You don't hear me? You don't hear me, Khalid? Mic check. We got an interesting connection, man. He's the one guy who comes up here and always seems to have like a weird connection. He doesn't hear us or Khalid?
Oh, there you go. Second Khalid.
I don't know. Hell, Khalid? This is the first Khalid, actually. The other one was the second one. Yeah, I don't know. Khalid, bro, we might miss out on that take this time around because we out the door, bro. Guys, I appreciate all you guys once again. Shout out to everybody in the super chat today too, man. Thank you for the love, man. Supporting the grind, supporting the channel. Hit the like button if you haven't done so, man. Please make sure you do that. That is super valuable for the channel. Helps us hit the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, man. You already know we calling this live on Saturday as well. So, definitely tap in for that as well, man. It's your boy Clay. It's your boy Angelo, man. This is that ATP Combat Media, man. You already know what it is at this point. We out.
Gotta aim for the top like. Hold up. myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles that I'm in my element. It's evident that there's levels to the game. All of those dark nights I got there, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well. A penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. I snap for the sun like Diddy. The richest got a mad ass son, I'm like Billy. I ain't never switch up, whole team with me. But known for my city like OAGZ. Set the pace as long as you finish. Consumers find a way inside your business. Babble if they try to dabble in it, and they hate the fact that they may have to witness. You tryna aim for the top like this, and you're in your element with a fire like this, and they hoping you fall and they praying you miss, but it's all in the risk. I got you with the switch, you know.
I'm in the zone. Give me the throne. One shot, that's all that you got. That's all that I know. Foot on the gas. 155 on the road.